know what time it is, man. You listen to the Urban Sports Scene. I'm Wole, and I'm joined by my guest co-host and homie, Leigh Bodden. What's good, Leigh?
Everything is good.
Hey, my man. That's what I love. The
Everything is
positivity, man.
good.
I love the
Great.
positivity.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it, man.
What's
I love
good with you?
Man, I'm chilling, man. Like the NBA playoffs starting, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, and also on my grind mentally. So I'm always like, hey, that's good. For this podcast, for folks who know me on the podcast, say get content going, bro. Get content growing. And I remember we was rapping. I was like, and you hit me up. You was like, man, I ain't just doing football. I can do basketball too. I was like, you know
Do it
what?
all.
I was
can
like,
talk Masters. I can talk that golf shit.
Look. Hey, bro, won't even lie to you. So you talk with the Masters because I know shit about golf. I ain't gonna hold y'all, but I ain't gonna hold y'all. I feel like I have my own thoughts about golf. It is what it is. But I was like sitting at a bar, like meeting an ex-coworker in Baltimore, actually, and I'm turning around like folks screaming and yelling. The Masters on, and I'm like sitting there like, what y'all screaming about? Like, what's going on? So and so choked. I was like, how he choked? What did he do? He missed a putt that he's supposed to make. He always chokes and this, that, and the other. I was like, y'all acting like it's a boxing fight the way y'all get screaming. Did you watch the Masters?
Yeah.
So all right, okay. Does he normally choke? Do you know about him like that?
Well, he has, right?
Okay.
He has like one of the worst shots on that golf course. I think he like hit a house or something.
Okay.
Something crazy, right? But he's been to the Masters like 17 times or something like that. Okay, and he's a great golfer, but he like would always collapse. Well, not always, right? That's stupid to say, but he's had some collapses in the Masters. And for him he kind of collapsed during that last round or those last rounds, but then came through in the end and shot that playoff with Rose and then hit his putt. Right.
Yeah, but I mean, my man knows golf. What's up, dog?
We're human beings. I mean, these professionals, they are humans, right? So they sometimes miss the easy putts. And hit bad shots, but it's about perseverance. I mean, that's what every sport is always about. You're gonna see these guys miss shots and miss putts, but it's how you come through at the end, and that's really what sport is about. And so any sport, man, when you look at it in that context, it's like entertaining.
My man knows that's what's up, bro. You know you know golf. That's what's up. Because I ain't know any history of anything about what happened in the Masters. All I know, I ain't gonna lie to you. You call my black card, whatever. When Tiger was in the joint, that's when I be like, oh shoot.
Yeah, I mean, like Jordan. I mean, I know you don't like Jordan, you like Magic. But like when Jordan was playing, he was all into golf, man. He was into that golf, and he still is. I mean, as you see, Stephen Curry is in the golf.
He big in the golf, man.
He's big in the golf.
He helped Howard. He basically helped run the Howard golf program. Yeah.
And Charles was big in the golf, and he ain't good.
He ain't good.
but he has always been in the golf. I mean, even in Space Jam, I keep thinking of Jordan, right? But they was playing golf.
Facts. Nah, it's funny because you said like
you got that green back there. You know what I'm saying? You see that green?
Look, I let the only golf I play
with his airness.
I see him, Lee. I acknowledge I see him in your background. I see him. All right. It's funny, like, because everybody talks about like golf is the leisure game, you know what I'm saying? And it's the game to play. I mean, I tell folks, my level of golf is like top golf, and I'm trashing that shit. And like miniature golf, I'm trashing that joint too. Can't even hold y'all. I hate, you know what I mean? Like I feel like I ain't gonna lie. This ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like it ain't. Look, man. I know it's a. I'm not saying it's not a tough game. Obviously, it's a tough game.
Tough.
But I need cardio. I need some type of like competition type stuff.
But see now, us personal guys, right? When you got the cart and you doing these holes, they have to walk. They walk there. There ain't no golf course. I mean golf cart. Excuse me. They walk every hole. So you know how tiring it is to do 18 in a golf cart. Imagine having to do it walking all day. Right? You ain't get no chips. You ain't get no beer. You ain't sitting chilling in the car. No, this is competition. You got to walk, man. It ain't no driving. It's walking every hole. Every one of them.
So
that's
walking.
the cardio that you got to do, and you don't think about how taxing that is, but it's taxing, and then now have to focus to hit this little ball with this little like stick. It's crazy, man. And then you got to do it over and over, even for that. Right, the par. If it's par 4, right, that's like you got to get it in 4, and you're even. And then, but if you can get it in 3, but that just means you got 3 shots that you got to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Think about Steph Curry. He don't make every one of his shots, man.
Not facts.
You feel me? They got to hit every one of them shots, like for the next shot to be a good one. You know what I mean? Or an easier one. So it's a great game. You have to just tip your hat, man. That's why you watch in awe. That's why I'm telling you, Jordan was watching in awe. These people watching in awe because these hits, like you said in Top Golf, and putt, you be missing like
a mother, bro. I be mad as I don't know. Because all right, so this is I don't like being bad at something.
Right.
Like
who does?
It pisses me off.
Don't nobody like being bad at nothing.
Some people are content.
They content, meaning they won't even play.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not playing. Right?
But
when you introduce yourself into the game, it's like, all right, man, I got to focus. And that game is a hard thing to do, to focus. But each and every game is difficult. That's why I love, right? I'm a lover. That's why it'd be hard for me to pick teams or whatever, because I love the players. And I know how much they put in and how much they want to win. And like you said, like most people don't like losing. And so you won't even play. But if you're going to put yourself out there and be a competitor, I'm going to play and I'm going to play my best. And that's why I'm here, right? And that's why Rose fought back. Man, when they started the last, and I know we talking golf.
It's cool. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. No.
But when they started the Sunday, man, McIlroy was up like crazy.
Yeah.
And I forgot the guy's name. I don't want to butcher it. DeChambeau, I believe. He was second. And he dropped. And it rose. And so I'm saying the other people were like nowhere in contention. It looked like he was a walk away. If he just played how he was playing. The winner I'm talking about.
Yeah, you talking about McIlroy,
but then he faltered, right? And then Rose came up and he had to shoot a playoff, man. So it's just you just love the competitive nature that these guys have, and people at the bottom that you've never heard of can show up, right? I mean, those are the role players that are always basketball now coming back to it, talk about the others, right? I used to hear Shaq and all of them talk about the others, right? These people that you never really heard of can win the Masters and can make a shot, you know what I mean, when it counts. And so these guys in the NBA for a reason, and that's why you love to watch these games and you just cheer for them because, right? I mean, it's everybody want to go out there and win. Nobody want to lose.
No, not at all.
And so we be like, media talks about the players like they suck, like they bums. And I mean, even the people who are lower in the totem pole, even on a championship team or a playoff team, they think, oh, they missing shots. Shit, man. Steph Curry the other day went 3 for, he had 3 points.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying? But nobody talking about it saying, did he fall off? Right now, yesterday he had like, or the other day, he had like 30-something.
Yeah, I mean, he
with a bad thumb. So people have their ups and downs, man, and you just cheer for them and hope they do well, right? But somebody has to lose. For every win, someone must fail. That's what Whitney Houston said on SNL. For every win, someone must fail.
Hey, another quote. I love the quote. Hey, what's going on, John? Appreciate you for pulling up. Also, I know this is who this is though. Danny said, "Are there any sports teams in Alaska that compete in the NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, or Major League Soccer? And what is life like as an American in Alaska? Dude or girl, I'm not sure. I don't know. But I know there's no sports teams, professional teams in Alaska. There's none that none.
Only I know Trajan Langdon was from Alaska.
He's from Alaska. Yeah. He's from Alaska to go. He went from Alaska to Duke. That's
why I know.
And made it to the league. Whatever.
Dookie.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's And then it wasn't Carlos Boozer from Alaska. Am I wrong about?
I don't know.
It's somebody. It's one more
That's
player. It's like I feel like
I know Trajan is.
I know Trajan. I know that. I feel like there's another. I feel like Trajan like recruited another player from Alaska. I feel like he did. I could be wrong though. I feel like he did. But yeah. So to answer your question, there's no professional teams in Alaska. John said, Leigh, when things were going your way, what did you get back in your game? Hold on, Leigh. When things were going your way, what did you do to get back in your game?
We talking football? And
yeah, let's go football. Let's go football.
You just gotta believe, right? And X out what just happened. I mean, because the past is the past, right? You gotta just believe you making the next shot, and I'm sure that's what.
So he said when things were not. My bad. He said when things were not going your way. What did you do to get back in your game when things were not going your way?
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying right now.
Yeah,
I mean, you just gotta believe. You gotta forget the last play. Right? You got to worry about the play right now because that's the most important one and that's the most important shot, et cetera, et cetera. Like I said, Steph Curry done went 1 for 10 before, 2 for 10, right? That's not a great game from Steph, but now it's other things in your game that you can do. So same thing with football. Like if I got down, which was rare, to be honest.
Lee's a positive person. Lee's a very positive person.
Yeah, because I gotta be, man. You just gotta feel like you the best, right? Yeah. Because that's why I'm here. I'm here because I got here because I'm the best. Yeah, the best be fucking up, man. Right, and that's the point of it all. The best be fucking up. The least be fucking up. Whoever, right, be fucking up. But it's how you respond to any and everything. And that's why you got to believe that you're the best every moment, every single moment. That's why even at Top Golf or, you know what I'm saying, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? It's like bowling. Yeah. We used to go bowling. Yeah. You got to believe that I'm the best bowler here and I'm going to focus in on doing it. And if I bowl the gutter ball that one, whatever. And if they laughed or they this and that, who gives a fuck? I'm going to talk my shit still and I'm going to go back up there and focus again. You know what I'm saying?
Out there on the record too, I suck at bowling. That's why I hate bowling sometimes because I suck at it.
Well, see, I do too, but when I want to win, I win. You get what I'm saying? And when I want to try, but then sometimes when I want to win, I lose. And I don't play as well as I want to, but then that's what makes me want to come back. Let's run it back. Let's go again. I'm fast. Because I got the hang of it now. Facts. Type of thing.
You got a rhythm, right? You ready to go?
Yeah, I got a rhythm now. Ready to go. I'm about to win this. But sometimes you only get that one chance, so now you got to focus in right on that one bowling game, and then like let the chips fall where they may, and that's really what it's about, man. Like you can't keep me down, man. Right? You can't keep a person like me down. I can't even do it. So how's somebody else gonna do it?
Yeah, my man. Yeah, John loving it, man. He said Carlos Boozer from the Eastern Shore. So yeah, I was wrong. He went from the Eastern Shore. He's from the Eastern Shore. Oh shoot! All right.
Man,
I ain't know that. And I went to school and I went to college in Eastern Shore. I didn't know that. Usually they quick to tell their stories about their locals. I'm not gonna lie to you. On the shore, they tell you about their locals. All right. Well, if y'all didn't know, this is our NBA playoff special show. We're previewing the NBA playoffs. Before we talk about it, subscribe to our, let me knock down some particulars. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search the Urban Sports Scene. If you're on this YouTube channel, the Urban Sports Scene YouTube channel, hit that red subscribe button. Also like this video. Don't forget to tweet us at Urban Sports Scene. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at Urban Sports Scene. And like our Urban Sports Scene Facebook page. Also join our Urban Sports Scene Facebook group. Search Urban Sports Scene, sports bloggers, sports podcasters, and sports debates. All right, let's dive right into it. All right, Nita. Right now in the Eastern Conference play-in tournament, the 7th seed, the Orlando Magic, they got a dookie over there. I know you like your dookies. Is taking on the Atlanta Hawks. I think the game starts in probably about 5 minutes for real.
Yeah, it ain't gonna start to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you already know that too. That too, bro. That too. Are either of those teams threats, bro? Not really. You don't think they threats at all? Not really. No. Not at all. I do like Orlando.
I like Orlando. They were a playoff team last year.
Yeah.
He came back did it again, a playoff team, but they young. Remember, I'm telling you, right? I mean, but that young team right now just ain't right where they need to be as far as like, let's just say Indiana, right? Is more of a contender. And I mean, they're young-ish. They have some veterans on their team, but
I mean, they got the experience what they had last year, like the where they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, right? Yeah, last year.
But to answer your question, neither of these teams, in my opinion, are like contenders. They're good teams, up and coming, obviously. Magic is. Yeah. Atlanta, I mean, they had a run. I mean, they went to the finals one of those years, right? But
yeah,
they don't have no continuity.
Yeah.
I don't think. And that's why they're a middle of the road team.
Yeah, I feel like for Atlanta, to your point, like Atlanta, it's wild because Trae Young is a lot of hate from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna lie, coming to him coming from college to the NBA, I wasn't sure he was gonna be like that. You were sure? Yes, I was sure. You sure? Okay, that's good. Because everybody compares everybody, like they were comparing him to Steph. You know what I mean? Like, because Steph is Steph, right?
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure. But he's balled out, and he consistently puts up numbers, right? And Atlanta, to your point, I feel like there's not a lot around Trae Young.
That's the point.
But he consistently gets his team to
that point.
Yeah.
But that was my point. Yeah. I agree 100%. They a middle of the road team, no continuity. When they went to the finals, they had somebody that Trae Young could.
It was the Eastern Conference Finals. Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, you're talking about Eastern Conference
Finals. He had a guy that he could throw that lob to, right? Because like you said, Steve, a lot of people always like, I don't know if it's going to translate. Man, if you watch him, watched him against any competition, he putting the ball in the basket. Can't nobody stop him. You know what's in the league. They don't play no defense, for real, right? If he could shoot the ball, then he going to be successful. And he's a facilitator too, right? So you need to put that around him. And it showed that he could go and do something in that league, but then not putting nothing around him. He going to keep your team in contention, but he ain't going to be vying for no championship, right? So Atlanta's front office ain't do him no service, right? For real. But again, Magic is a different team because they're a young team. They up and coming. Now, if they keep growing, they're going to be in contention and start to maybe have those aspirations of winning the championship, right? Because now the older guys are leaving, and now they're going to be the ones. They're going to be the ones. You know what I mean? So, but that's if they keep on the trajectory, right? And don't kind of blow the team up and don't mess up, the continuity, right? And just enhance it. So that's why I don't believe any of these two teams are going to be, again.
I do think that, if there was a team between the two, I mean, I would choose Orlando because I do like Orlando's talent. I think Paolo is like that. I think Paolo's the type of dude that and it's wild. I don't think he knows how good he really is. Like, he's really, like, in terms of he has size. Like, dude is damn near, he's 6'8", but to me, you can, like, almost push 6'9", close to 6'10".
Right.
And built, he ain't skinny. He built.
Right.
So he play big. He's a perimeter. He got perimeter game. Like, and then when he goes to the basket, he finishes. He's pretty much like when he's going well, he's pretty much an unguardable person. Like, real talk. Like, in terms of just because of what God gave him physically and his skill set alone. So I feel like you got that. You got Franz Wagner, who's a good hooper. I think Suggs may be out for the year. I'm not sure he's out for the year. But they got dudes.
Caldwell Pope is a
good vet, and he's a championship vet. Good point. So I do think that, like, if they could get past this situation, I don't think no team ever wants to play like a dude, like a real dude, a dude that could take over a game. Like, I think Paolo got the ability, the skill set, like, to take over a game. And I think in any series, just like years ago, where you play like the Warriors when Dirk Nowitzki, when they played like that Believe team with Baron Davis, Steven Jackson, them. Like, everybody talks about Steven Jackson, all that, but real talk, the dude was Baron Davis. Like, Baron Davis was the dude. Like, you don't want to see if Baron Davis is playing his ball, You don't want to see Baron Davis.
You don't want to see him.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so in a postseason, like if Pablo's playing his ball, you don't want to see Paolo. You don't want to see him.
Right.
You know
but see now, and like you said, now they have other role players that can
help him out a little bit. Too.
Help him out.
Yeah.
But I just believe the Eastern Conference, right?
Yeah.
Come on, Boston, Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland looking really.
He can give him a go, but he ain't gonna push him over the top with those two teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not gonna happen because of the superstar power that they have, and those guys are veterans. They've been there before, and then having the role players, right? They just are outmatched, and so Paolo will do his thing.
Yeah.
But and I think those other players will do their thing too. But those two teams are they're outmatched, right? When they go up against those two teams. Orlando is outmatched, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right, when they go up against those teams. Again, I'm not saying like Orlando, in my opinion, I mean, if they get in.
Like if they get in, if they get in.
I mean, they'll have a possibility of winning their first series.
Yeah, they got a chance. I mean, the 2 seed, they would be like right now they're the 7th seed. So if they won today,
and they be playing Boston. Oh yeah, they done.
Yeah, they done. Because Cleveland's number 1 seed, right?
Bye bye.
But you know what?
It's gonna be a decent.
But you know what about Boston though? Real talk though, you're right. It should be bye. So I'm with you. I agree with you. It should be bye. But some about Boston, when you shoot a lot of threes, you don't make them. Then it's not. They shoot a lot of threes. So if you don't make it,
don't matter. They make a lot of threes too.
They do make a lot of threes too.
And they got defense. They
play their strap. They strap, bro.
And those guys, even if those threes aren't falling, they can go get a bucket. Tatum,
Porzingis,
Brown, Jaylen Brown,
Drew Holiday. Like they got a squad. I know they got.
White is averaging 17 points,
which is wild to me. I would never thought this dude would be like that. Come out saying
they can go get a bucket.
Yeah.
Not only threes, but they can go get a bucket right at the rim, or getting fouled, mid range, all of that, right?
Yeah.
So. Right, even when they're not falling, but they were like that last year. They won a championship.
No, they were like that last year.
Lost the most 20-point leads last year because they was blowing people out.
Yeah,
and then but they still had, I think, the most 20-point wins.
Yeah,
right? So that's just how they play, but that's what the series is. Again, they're not gonna sweep every series. Every series is gonna get swept, so they're gonna lose a game. They're gonna have a bad game. Maybe, you know what I mean? Boston, maybe 2, right? Or a game that somebody just goes crazy on Orlando, like Paolo or Caldwell Pope.
Yeah.
But eventually, the best team is going to win out of the 7 games.
Typically.
Right? I mean, but usually it does. I mean,
no. You're right. Typically, like
because you getting 7 chances.
You got 7 chances, dog. Like it's always the best team in the matchup, right?
To win 4. Yeah. So the best team is going to win usually.
Yeah, usually.
And it's not even we weren't the best. Yeah, they were.
No. It's not like one and done. It's not a one and done type of thing. Like to your point, I always feel like in an NBA series, like the best team typically wins unless it's just a bad matchup, right? Because it's always
which means the best team won.
Yeah, for that matchup.
It's just like a boxing match.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's like you say, they make fights, but the best one won because I give this one fits. I may not give this other person fits, but I give you fits.
Facts.
And like you said, so the best team still won.
Yeah. No, I agree. I've always said.
It's just not. We don't think. It's just the underdog.
Yeah, it's the underdog.
The underdog just is the one that wins the series.
Yeah, between those.
It's like tennis. Like we can go to tennis because those are the same thing. It's the matches, right? Sometimes they lose matches. You know what I mean? These top guys, Federer, lose matches to guys, and that's why sometimes they lose because they just better. Buster Douglas whooped Mike Tyson's ass.
I hate
feel me? It happens. It happens.
I try to forget that even at this older age.
Lennox Lewis beat Mike Tyson ass.
Yeah, he beat old Tyson.
Bad matchup. It don't matter. Holyfield beat Mike Tyson ass.
he beat jail Tyson. That's how I always make excuses for Mike Tyson.
What about Buster
Douglas?
He got his ass beat, man.
He wasn't focused enough, man.
but the best person won that day.
That night, yeah, true.
That night. And so the same thing with the series. The best person won that series. The best team won that series. It just so happens we ain't think it would happen. But that's what I'm saying. They be counting Leigh Bodden's out. You feel me?
Yeah.
Everybody be counting Leigh Bodden's out. Then they be like, damn, the best team didn't win. Yeah, he did. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, hey, if Leigh Bodden got to go check Randy Moss, let's just say, right? This was back in.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Yeah, go ahead. It's good. It's good.
Right? And it's like, okay, Leigh, here's your chance. Listen to me. I'm at Duquesne. I'm a kid at Duquesne. And they like, hey, in the NFL, this is your only chance. If you can stop Moss on this pass, right? We don't, right? It's just a one-on-one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to stop him. And then I stop him. That's my opportunity. Now I can stay, right? I'm legit to be in the league.
Yeah, exactly.
You gave me that one opportunity. And so people would say that's luck. They would like, do it again. But if Moss caught it on me and I asked for another chance, they might, no, that's what happened, right? You lost.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying all that to say a lot of people just don't believe in the Leigh Boddens. And then when they do it, it's like, oh, it was luck. But if Moss had caught it, it wouldn't been luck. It was just like, it was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know in my mind, I was supposed to guard this dude. Don't ask for another chance, right? I'm out of here. I won my matchup today. That's what y'all wanted. We didn't say 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. We said 1 time. Now you want to ask for another chance. But if I ask for another chance, it's like, no, you were sorry, right? That was your opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. So you're saying like basically like in terms of that,
but
like
the best person won.
That one right.
But they would say, no, Randy Moss better than you.
Yeah.
He ain't. No, right there, I was the best.
Right there,
that's why I belong in the league. So let's go and now give me that chance, right? But if I would have lost, it's just like, he's terrible. Right.
So basically it's almost to the point like like even you go into this into we talk about the series when we playing each other, this 7-game series, whatever happens out that outcome, I'm the best. You can use your regular season records, you can do your past, your accolades. That doesn't matter. This series, we're the best.
That's why we're playing this game.
That's why,
exactly. Because we're gonna see who better right now, today, at this time, at this moment. I don't care about yesterday what he did. If he's future Hall of Famer, I don't give 2 shits about that. I don't care, man. That's what I'm here for. To be right next to this man whooping his ass. That's that. You know what I mean? And then the best person gonna win. And if I get beat by Moss, then I would say the best person won. But I would ask for a rematch too, because it probably would have been close as a motherfucker.
You always dude, you get beat.
It usually always is, and that's what separates. Right? A 4.3 and a 4.4 is like this much seconds. Right? It's just this much.
This much, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't that big of a deal. So a loss to me ain't a big deal. To somebody else it is. It's like, he sucks. But to me, it's like, nah, all I had to do was this, and I would have.
You would have been in that situation.
I'd have been the winner.
Yeah.
And now it's like, give me another chance. And that's why, like I said, a series is like that. It's like, that's why the tournament is so exciting, the NCAA, because it's one game, and that's why football is exciting. So it's one game. A series is, okay, you got me today. I'm gonna get you tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. We done. You might have a slip up. If you have a slip up in football, you done.
Oh yeah, definitely. In football, you done. Football, you're done in the playoffs.
Yeah, you're done.
In your position as a cornerback, you give like a touchdown, people gonna say you trash when you really not. So it's just like it's definitely a different sport. And all right, so we both agree. So we both agree. Like real talk, we both believe that none of these teams have a chance to do that. Let me keep it up. I try to put the argument out there, like just to, for Orlando Magic fans. I will say this though, for Atlanta Hawk fans though, they can bank on prior experiences because they've done this playing thing, and they've gotten far out of it. You know what I mean? They started playing and gotten to. I believe they got to that year we were talking about. I think they started as the playing game type of team. I could be wrong though. I think they did. So if anything, if Trae Young, he's like just like I talk about Paolo, he's the scary character too in the postseason because he's a guy that he turns up in the postseason. So if they did get past, if they won tonight or got to play whoever, It was if they, I ain't gonna lie, I'm with you though. Whoever played Boston getting smacked, I ain't gonna hold it.
They gonna get smacked.
Yeah, Boston got a whole real 5, bro. Like they got a real 5, and they got the bench. They got a bench. They got Pritchard off the bench. You probably bet you would kill it. Like yeah.
They don't have a chance.
Yeah, if Boston lose to anybody, they getting like if Boston lose, they lose to like the Boston don't reach the Eastern Conference Finals. If they don't reach the Eastern Conference Finals, somebody choke it tremendously.
Right, but that's not gonna happen. They will. Yeah, I mean, they won the championship last year. That's what a lot of people forget. Obviously, because even last year they didn't get a lot of pub. This year they ain't getting a lot of pub.
Yeah, they not really.
They under the radar.
Yeah.
But they are a complete team, and they play well coached. Got a bench, got star players, been there before. I mean, it's just routine to them, right? So that's what it's going to be. Like you said, if they don't make it to the Eastern Conference, I mean,
I'm saying that's the least. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm saying that's the
least. To the game, though, because Cleveland,
it's tough. I'm gonna talk about. I ain't gonna lie. I've always liked their. I will talk about Cleveland though. But I've always liked their bigs. But let's go to the other playing game. So later tonight, later tonight, it's the game though. 7-8 matchup.
That's gonna be a game.
Steph Curry, Golden State Warriors are taking on Ja and the Memphis Grizzlies. Man, the Warriors have been playing really good ball since the trade with Jimmy Butler. So they have been playing really good ball.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. I mean, this for the Warriors, man. All the Warriors with Jimmy. It's Steph, Draymond. I like Kuminga off the bench. Is this Warriors team? I know they in the playing tournament, whatever the bull crap. I hate this tournament. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. But are they primed to like really do it again? Can they be a champ? Can they get to the championship with this roster?
With the roster, when you look at it on paper, absolutely. And when you look at it when they play, you think so too.
I know.
Just the other day, who did they play again?
Shoot. I know they lost to Houston. The last game I saw they played was Houston. They lost to
Houston. Just lost his play-in.
Huh?
Who did they lose to the play-in?
Oh, last year or this year?
No, this year.
They just started playing. The playing game's tonight for them. They ain't playing.
I'm sorry. I mean, their last game to be
out the playing game. So my bad, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I missed that game, so I did not watch that game.
Yeah,
I'll check it. You're right. They did lose. I thought it was Houston. The last game I watched them play was Houston. I'm not sure if that's the game. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
That's CTE.
No, that's me. No, hold on. I'm checking it now because I watched. Let me look at it right now, bro. Because I watched them. I watched them at a
because Steph kind of went off.
That ain't the game I saw. You know what? That's not
Jimmy
the game I saw.
Butler had like 30.
That's not the game I. Oh, they lost. The last game they played, they lost to the Clippers.
There you go. And man, Kawhi was on fire. So was Harden. Woo! That was a game. That was the game. That was like a playoff game. But I'm saying those are the two like older teams.
Yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying? In the league, like you got the Lakers, you got the Clippers, you got Golden State. Like those are the older teams in the Western Conference right now. All the rest of the teams, I believe they young.
They young. You got you got Minnesota, Houston, OKC. Who else am I forgetting? Like the young dogs.
Right. That's it. That's the top three. Well,
and, I mean,
the Lakers are in the top three, but you get the mix.
Yeah, I'm saying
So they meaning Golden State had a good game versus the Clippers, but the Clippers
they been playing good ball.
Came through right at the end and got that playoff spot. And I think Memphis is still just.
There's something off in Memphis, man.
Correct.
Something's off. I don't know what it is. Cause Ja, one of my favorite players in the league.
Yes, Ja's one of my favorite players.
It's not a Ja thing to me. It's just something off. They just fired their coach.
It has to do with everything, right? Ja got something to do with it.
Yeah, he got something to do with it, but it's just like.
But it's more.
It's more. It's more than that. Cause I feel like one is everything you want in a hooper. To me. Like he clutch. He ain't selfish, so he don't play a selfish brand of basketball. He clutch. He when you need him to put the team on his back, he does it. He plays hard. He don't take plays off. I mean, all that other stuff that people want to complain about with Josh, whatever. I mean, I feel like
you could talk about that on.
That's media driven. I'm not going to go there. But like in terms of a Hooper, like and as a you know what, I'm like in terms of an all around person and Hooper, I think Josh finding me, bro. Like I feel like that dude. So I don't know if the pieces fit though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it fits for it to be like where John needs to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Jackson Jr. I like Jaren Jackson Jr., but I don't know if he's a perfect fit with Ja. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a good player. He's a really good player. I don't know if he's a fit for them to win a championship or get into be a contender. Or even Baines. Baines is a good shooter, but is he the right two-man to play with Ja? Like, does Ja need more of an athletic two-man who can shoot? Somebody who can run it and do the stuff that he can do as well. I don't know. It's tough because Baines could shoot his butt off. So I'm not trying to fry him. He's a hardworking dude who folks didn't think he's gonna be at this level, and he's at this level.
And playing well. And I just think tonight is gonna be the display of what kind of team they want to be moving forward, right? Mm-hmm. But it's all about the now.
Yeah.
Golden State during the regular season, 3-1 versus them.
Yeah.
And so they handled them this year. And then now adding Jimmy Butler. I think the Warriors are going to win, but obviously, like, that's what I was talking about. That's why you play the games. And I love Ja. Like, again, I'm a lover, man. I don't hate much, man. Yeah. I'm a lover, and I love Ja. I love Memphis's team. But like you saying, we'll see tonight.
We'll see, bro.
What they need and what they don't need, or how their team gels. Because I think they have a great team. I think this team has been great, but it's just been it has been Ja with the this and that and about not basketball. Yeah. And so if you keep it just basketball, they have a great team, but it's like how they gel together. And I haven't watched them enough this year to just kind of put the onus on it to say who's going. But I feel like I've watched the Warriors enough, and and just knowing the ups and downs with Memphis. But again, they're playing this game for a reason because they're close in the matchup.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see tonight what they need. Maybe they don't need anything. Maybe it's just the off the court antics need to.
Maybe
but we'll see. Again, that's why I love to watch these games. But I would take the Warriors in this game over Memphis just because of the addition of Jimmy Butler. But you talking about Kuminga. Kuminga ain't even come off the bench, I don't think, yesterday. The last game of the season. I don't think he came off the bench.
You see Steve Kerr be doing. Steve Kerr be doing.
Right. And Steve Kerr talked about early in the year. Oh, we got 13 players that we could play. Rotate.
He be doing young dudes dirty, bro. He be doing. That's why Wiseman didn't look good. Man, I'm telling you, he be doing young boys dirty. I'm telling you. I'll say this about Memphis. I feel like and because they fired their coach Taylor Jenkins early, and they had an over 500 record, and he's a good coach. I think he's a good coach, but I don't think I do think that sometimes you can get a team, but so far, I feel like, and I'll put it this way: I think they're still living off of like the. All right, when you talk about Golden State, right? I think I'm glad you mentioned Golden State about why they're so good. Golden State has an identity. Right, it's always that's their culture. That's their culture.
They're core guys.
Yeah, core guys. It's those same guys that help build that culture, right? Those same minus Klay Thompson, right? Those guys help build that culture. Steph and Draymond, Steve Kerr, they built that culture, right? That's
there you go.
All right, I feel like Memphis is still living off a culture that these dudes like John and weren't a part of, like Grindhouse, that grind team with Zebo and Tony Allen and all those dudes, right? They're living off that culture. Well, none of those dudes are on this team. So maybe you have to play your style, like what's the culture with like your style. Like you can't always be this physical team if your team isn't ain't built that way. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't built like that. Like you are kind of built, real talk, running up and down, killing teams. Like you're not built to have a grind out game. You should be thoroughly running in transition. You got to be a fast break team. You got to probably be jetting out, shooting threes. Truth be told, because you got one of the ultimate finishers in the game in open court. You would love to get John open court. Jaren Jackson is an athletic big, not just like jumping, but running the floor. So you may want to speed up your team and your tempo, regardless, rather than having that whole mantra of grind season. You know what I'm saying? Like, that grind season, grind house type of thing, which I do believe like they're living off of like the old mentality of Zebo and them.
Well, I mean, I don't think they are. I think they have their identity. I think that's why they've been at the top of the Western Conference. I mean, before Ja got into his the court, they was like top in the league.
They were.
Their record was top in the league during the regular season, and it was like, man, are they going to take this leap? And I think they're just still finding their way, and that's why I said it has a lot to do with Ja Morant. It does. He's the leader of the team, and they looking to him, right? And the way he goes is how they go. And again, he's a dynamic player, but I think their style of play is just different. Again, we're gonna see tonight because they got Zach Edey too. So you can't run up and down with Zach
exactly.
Edey.
So I'm saying you don't know what you want. That's a good point. Like you don't know what you like. You know what I'm saying? Again, and I like Zach Edey. So it's like this ain't me. Hey, I like them. I like that you can bring the big back in the NBA. Believe me, I'm one of them.
Yeah,
I want the.
But that's why Cleveland is good.
Yeah, that's why Cleveland's good.
Right.
Yeah, that's why they played two bigs and they athletic bigs.
They averaging.
They do.
Right?
That's
17, 18, both of them.
Because none of y'all bigs can play them. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all don't coach. Y'all don't cultivate the bigs. So I'm glad that they play E, but it's just like, is he the big that fits their skill set or their style? You know what I mean? And that's the thing. But I like Edey. So this ain't an Edey bashing thing. I like Edey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm just saying that like Jaren Jackson, but I think it's just a mix of play that they have to do, right? With Ja. Sometimes Ja's gonna be that fast break. Sometimes he a one-man fast break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or when he get in transition, he gonna push the pace and get guys open shots or get himself an open shot. And then now I think they have a good half-court game because Ja in the half-court is unstoppable. Right? And so now he gonna make mismatches and make people have to double and get people open shots and open looks, and then again, Zach Edey, they're gonna have to try to block Ja Morant's shot. Zach Edey gonna come get boards. You know what I mean? That's the type of game that they want. That's why they got a Zach Edey to when Ja Morant throw them up and they try to double team them.
Throw the lob up. You got him.
Or you throw the lob up, or you get the rebound, whatever. Right? That's their game.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And again, it's just how Ja plays, man. That's what that team is all about. It's about Ja.
They're all about Ja. So, they are. It's completely up to Ja.
It's up to Ja. You know what I'm saying? But then now, y'all got to come with him, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we talk about the others. Y'all got to come with him now. Now, when I'm getting 30, 40, okay, when I'm hitting you with them passes, right, you got to knock them down. And then you got to play your role defense and et cetera, right? Because he probably going to give up some points on the other end. But then Zach Edey, right, can erase some of that. You know what I mean? And Jaren Jackson, a lot. So I love Memphis, right? Like I said, I'm a lover, man. But that's why they play the games, and it's going to be a great matchup. But like I said, Golden State has had the upper hand this year. They 3-1, and I think they backs is against the wall, and they want to win this game. They wanted to win against the Clippers, but the Clippers just played a hell of a game, a better game than them. So it's just gonna be a great game, but I think the Warriors are gonna pull it off.
I think if I'm the good thing I think Memphis has in their favor is that I feel like, and the way the Warriors are constructed, even with Jimmy Butler being there, it's just been the Warriors for the last couple of years, even when they recently won a championship. It's all on Steph. Just like we talk about, it's all on Ja. It's all on Steph. If Steph has a bad shooting night or off, they ain't the same Warriors team. They ain't gonna win. They ain't gonna win. It ain't gonna be close.
That was my point. He had like 39 against the Clippers, and they lost. Right?
They lost.
I'm telling you, what's the name had 39? Harden, and then I think what's my man name? The Claw.
The Kawhi,
Kawhi had 30 something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like So they got juggernauts, and then everybody else, their role players did what they had to do. But again, Golden State got they 30 from Jimmy, got they damn near 40 from
some
Steph. And so, but the game was pretty close. And like you said, if Steph do his thing, they have a chance, because now you got Jimmy Butler, you got Draymond Green, now you got those other guys if they come off the bench and do what they need to do. Again, on paper, you would think that Golden State will win. But
I'm with you.
But I love the NBA making this play in, because it makes it more exciting. It's like how
you like the play in. So you like the play in. You like the play in.
No, I'm saying
it's more exciting. It is more exciting. It is more exciting.
Talking about it more, because
it does.
And at the end of the season, right, basketball, you just really talking about the matchups. Right now, it's like even more intense talk about intense games, because the NBA, you got 82 games, they ain't that intense. Yeah. Now the intensity is starting to rev up even before the playoffs. So, and that's just the end of the regular season for seeding. But again, that's what football does, right? That's how the end of the regular season always happens with football, right? This team needs this win to get into the playoffs. So you fighting for your life, and you're going to see real good basketball usually, because it's one and done. That's why the tournament, again, going back to the college tournament, that's why it's so exciting, because it's one and done. It's meaningful basketball, and you get it prior to the playoffs.
I will say, and going back to like Memphis before we go to actual. Now we're going to talk about some real, like the rest of the playoffs for real. But when I talk about Memphis, is that for Ja, I do think that this is the good thing that sometimes Steph gets to hide a lot. You can hide Steph on defense because Steph exerts a lot of energy on offense, because of not just because because he's moving out the ball. That's a lot of energy. We hoop moving it out without the ball, obviously creating on his own when he has the ball in his hands. Like, he does a lot to to help that team run. So, but if you got Ja, and chances are he won't be checking Ja, he'll probably be checking Baines. But still, Baines is a problem too, though, because Baines moves around, he scores the basket too. So now if you can get away, if you can, the thing always to get this stuff is to attack stuff. Like, if you can get to attack stuff, not to say you're going to score them often, but you're aggressive in scoring, or aggressive in scoring, and you're being productive. That takes a lot of energy out of Steph now playing defense. Now as a jump shooter, and as a shooter, if you don't got your legs, and them shots ain't the same. You know what I mean? They're not the same. So that's what I would say for Memphis, like going into this matchup, if they're able to do that, like if they're able to, make Steph work, I'm not saying like they got to dominate Steph, but make Steph work to a point where he's exerting a lot of energy on defense, they got a good chance to beat Golden State. That I will say, because again, this ain't the same Golden State Warriors where if Steph was off, Clay's here and give you 50 because the way Clay can shoot. It's all built around Steph. It ain't built for two people anymore. It's built around Steph. Draymond is a facilitator. So Draymond ain't a scorer. He's going to facilitate ideally to Steph. You know what I'm saying? Their bench isn't as deep as we've seen in the past back in the day when they were winning championships. It used to be they can put their whole five off the bench and still be better than your starters. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like that no more. So as much as some of these guys have stepped up, I told you we talked about, I like Kuminga. Steve Kerr tends to feel a certain way. I'm just saying, like, this team, if they can find a way to tire out Steph, I do feel like they have an opportunity to win tonight. If Steph do Steph, they ain't winning. If Steph goes 30, I'm not gonna lie. If Steph goes 35, 40, they're going the Grizzlies are automatically losing. It ain't gonna be a Clippers thing. It ain't gonna be a Clippers thing.
Automatic.
I'm telling you, it's automatic. If you see Steph and he on that Steph mode, automatic.
Oh yeah, if he on Steph mode,
automatic. 35, 40 mode. Automatic.
Yeah. And they playing home, I believe.
Right? Yeah, they playing at home. Yeah, automatic.
So if it's Steph mode, because that's like taking the crowd out of it. And sometimes, because it's the psyche, it's like when you on the other team, it's like, damn. Steph having a night. And it's like, damn, there's nothing you can do.
Because you see the defense, you see them players' faces though. When they try to like contend the shot and he make the three, they just put their head down.
Put their head down because it's like it's gonna be one of the nights. But see me, and that's what when the guy asked earlier, it's like I just have a PJ Tucker approach. Like fuck it, man. I'm still gonna come at you. I don't care, right? I'm gonna put my head down, maybe, but right. I'm just going to come back and have my head up the next play. But it does discourage you because it's like you know what kind of shooter he is.
Yeah.
And nobody on the other team is that type of shooter.
Nobody
is that type of shooter.
Nobody.
So if he on his time,
ain't nobody on that. Ain't nobody on that. No, ain't nobody on that time.
You can't match that.
Nobody ever matches.
Even but Bane, if
Bane can shoot.
Though,
Bane can shoot though. Bane
can shoot. That's what I'm saying. But the thing is, if Steph is on Steph time,
no, it don't matter. It don't matter
who you are.
It don't matter who you are. It don't matter.
Your best night ain't better than Steph's best night.
We talking about a dude who could effortlessly, like a regular shot, shoot it from the half court, and you think it's going in. Right. Let me say it. You shoot from a half court and you assume that it's going in. It ain't like you like saying, "Oh, that shit off."
Right? It's like fuck.
Damn.
Anybody else you leave open, he's like, you know what I'm saying? They should hit it. But it's like but Steph is like, damn. Soon as you
let that joint go, bro, you be like, damn, that joint good.
Damn, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a Lakers fan. I be watching. I'm like, damn, don't let him shoot. Don't even let him shoot the ball.
But then he'll miss, right? Because he don't go.
No, he don't miss. Right, but you be shocked when he missed, though. But you be shocked that he missed, though.
But he will go 8 for 8 on your ass.
Yeah, he will, though.
and then you out of the game. You're done. You're toast.
That's what I'm saying.
And then it's like, who gonna hit 8 for 8? We won't even give it to 8 different players.
Nah, bro.
And it's 1, 1, 1, 1. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this one man just hit 8.
One man, all 8 straight.
We can't get 8 guys to get one shot straight.
Exactly, bro. You got to get one. Go 1 for 1. We got to get one guy go 1 for 1. This man out here hitting 8 straight. And with difficulty, though, bro. With difficulty. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hits you with that run, like
his own run.
Like, so own run. All right, I'll use this as an example. It's like when I'm growing up, like when the Bulls were on a run, you'd be like, oh damn, they on that run and the game is over. This dude goes on his own run that's crazy, dog. He goes on his own 3-point barrage. It's almost like it's like that. It's when what do you do? Use the tournament. When the 16 seed is checking a 1 seed and the 1 seed still goes on that run, you be like, damn, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Like it's wild, man. Steph is something else. All right, let's go to the other matchups. I'm gonna pull up this screen real quick with the other playoff matchups. All right, here we go. All right, man. Here are the playoff matchups that you can see right here. You got the overall 1 seed Cleveland in the Eastern Conference. The overall 1 seed Cleveland Cavaliers. Let me make sure my bad lead. Overall 1 seed Cleveland Cavaliers are waiting on the 8 seed. Those are the playing games. We'll talk about that. Like we talked about the playing games. We ain't gonna predict all that. But the Pacers, Bucks 4-5 matchup. Knicks, Pistons 3-6 matchup. The Celtics are waiting on the 7th seed on the Western Conference. OKC waiting on the 8th seed. Nuggets versus Nuggets versus Clippers. Thank you, man. They changed their sign.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. I'm sorry, I'm getting old. Nuggets Clippers, man. Then the 3 seed, my Lakers. Oh, God bless my Lakers. Taking on Dan Edwards. Okay, Edwards. That's gonna be one. And the Rockets 2 seed. Talk about them young dudes going. The Rockets 2 seed waiting on the 7th seed. All right. So Lee, bro. First off, man, what matchup between all those what we just saw intrigues you the most, bro?
That one, the Lakers in Minnesota.
Yeah. That's a good one, right?
It's a good one.
So why does it intrigue you?
Say it again.
Why does it intrigue you?
Because the Lakers are a great team, and with the addition of Luka, and then you thought Minnesota was climbing. Last year,
I thought better.
They lost to the Mavericks, I believe, right?
Yeah, they lost to Mavericks. Yeah, they lost to Mavericks.
Eventual Western Conference Finals champions. And so you think they're going to take the next level, but now look in the first round. Look who you got to play. He might be ousted the first round.
That's crazy, man.
You know what I'm saying? But then on the other hand, they could very well beat the Lakers.
They could.
And because Right? Anthony Edwards could be on a mission like the young Jordan. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like the young Jordan, like not this year. We ain't gonna let this happen again. Not this year. It happened last year. Not this year. Right? He could have that attitude, and the team could have that attitude. So that's why you love that matchup. That's what intrigues me, right? So it's both teams of the dynamic of, man, they both could be in the Western Conference Finals. In my opinion.
Yeah.
But again, the West is tough, man. The Houston gets overlooked in my book.
They do, because I'm overlooking them too. I'm overlooking them.
Even me overlooking them because they're young, because they haven't been there. That's not to say that they can't win. OKC, last year they was the number 1 seed, right? They were young, right? And it showed. Their youth showed last year. Is it going to show again this year? Again, is Houston's youth going to show? Right? That's why they play the games. And obviously we don't know who that Rockets matchup is going to be, or the OKC matchup is going to be. But the matchups right now that are locked in, that's the matchup that I'm looking at. Like, wow, I'm gonna be glued to that series. But I love the Pacers.
I'll put it back. I can put
versus
it back.
The Bucks.
You like the Pacers Bucks?
That's come on.
Dame ain't gonna play.
Oh, Dame ain't playing?
Because he's still hurt. He ain't gonna play the first. He ain't playing the first. He ain't gonna play the first game. I don't know how long it's gonna be.
Yeah, I forgot about that injury.
Yeah, so you go.
But again, the Nuggets Clippers is gonna be because Kawhi healthy. Woo.
Yeah. Kawhi's scary when he's healthy.
Just seeing them boys play, and if Harden could get out the doghouse of the playoffs, because he ain't really his whole career.
His whole career.
Playoffs is he's dwindled a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he has.
Yeah,
1 year with the Rockets when Chris Paul got hurt, they looked like they was going to do something, and he was on that team.
Yeah, they were going to beat the Warriors. They got hurt.
Chris Paul got
hurt. They were going to beat the Warriors. They were going to definitely.
That's what it was looking like.
Yeah,
but then Chris, what's the name? Mate? Take the load.
But Harden didn't show up.
Harden didn't show up the way he needed to. But it's hard, right, to beat the Warriors without a good player like that that helps you get to that point. So so I get it. But before that, again, he just hasn't lived up to what everybody uphold him to be. But the Nuggets they removed from winning a championship a couple years ago, right? They still have Jokic, right? They have a great team.
Man, you got it.
And so those two great teams are going. That's the first round now. Somebody gonna have to be out.
Come on, bro. You saying it right now?
That's the beauty of now finishing first and second in your conference division, whatever, in the playoffs. But then now you see even these lower seeded teams, man, they can make some noise because now the lower seeded team in the Western Conference will be Golden State.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
that's a gift and curse, right?
Threats to a younger team.
Yes, true. Very true. Yeah, so very true.
That's why. But again, that was long-winded, but that was my matchup, man.
No, you got that was good. That's perfect, actually. So for me, obviously, I'm biased, man. Y'all already know I ain't going to the Lakers, man. What am I doing here? I'll be lying to y'all, get y'all some bullshit about this, that, and the other. It's the Lakers, all right. All right, this is an opportunity. There's so many compelling storylines for them. Obviously, this team. One, you're playing against Anthony Edwards, who's just, to me, I love Anthony Edwards. I love his game. I love his mentality. I love everything about him. I think he's straight to it. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't I know a lot of people want to compare him to his mentality like Jordan. They're different. They're similar in terms of they're not scared of the moment. They won't go at you. But he does it in a joyful way, more of a joyful. Jordan's totally serious. He's totally serious.
Come on, man. Jordan shot free throws with his eyes closed.
No. I'm talking about when it's there's a difference. Anthony Edwards is more of a jokester. He's a jokester. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're right. I'm gonna say Jordan had some joy. I'm not. Look, when I started the podcast, I take the hate out of it. So I take the hate out of it. So it's there's more of a. He definitely had joy. So I'm not taking that away from
him. Yeah, because he didn't give the.
Yeah, he didn't give the. But like Anthony Edwards is like more of like a jokester. Like he's got like Charles Barkley in him.
Just youthful.
It's youthful. It's more youthful. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But both guys similar. Like they carry themselves similarly in terms of how they want to go at somebody.
Killer. So I'm gonna try to destroy you today.
And also, he's getting to see Anthony Edwards is playing against a guy that he's seen play ball since he was a youngster in LeBron, right? So there's that dynamic. And then the Lakers, this is a showcase for Luka. Now this is your first playoffs in rocking the purple and gold, right? This is it. Like you're now, and it's a home game. It's a home game. It's the first game. What's it called? What's it called? It's crypto, whatever they call it. Crypto now, whatever. Crypto arena. So now it's time to show out. Because now, I mean, the pressure is going always, it's LeBron, so LeBron's gonna get some pressure, but don't get it twisted. Now you got Luka, a young dude that people have started to hate on little by little. There's pressure on Luka.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying. There's pressure on Luka. Now it's like, all right, the LeBron 40, like he gonna get some flack. Because that's what people do. It's okay. But you're going to get a lot of flack if you don't produce because you're the young one. You're the one that's supposed to take this team now to the next level. You're the star. LeBron ain't the star of this team no more for real. LeBron by name, you could say, but who the real star of the team is Luka Doncic. Like, that's who it is. You're going to have the ball in your hand. So you're going to have to produce. You can have them nights that we've seen in the regular season when you're shooting the ball atrociously. You can't have them nights, right? You're going to have to show the Laker fan base that you're ready for the moment. Like, it's cool to do it with the Mavericks. It's cool to do it with the Mavericks to get to the finals. It's different. All right. When you got to do it. Doing it in LA is tougher. All right. No knock on Dallas, but it's tougher. You know what I mean? The lights are bright. People are watching. And when you fail, they're going to be on you. If you fail in Dallas, they're not going to be on you. They're going to be on you in LA. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's intriguing to see like how Luka's going to take on that challenge of being a Laker and knowing that what it takes, you know what I'm saying? And especially now, like you said, Lee, they're a 3 seed. Like you went from last season, struggling to get into the postseason to now you're a 3 seed. And there's expectations now, right? There's beginning of the season, there wasn't expectations the Lakers win it all. It was more, Lakers, they got a decent team. They can probably win. They can probably get past the first round. You know what I'm saying? We got to see what JJ does. But now there's some expectations. Like you got Luka. Luka just got to the finals last year. You got and LeBron's playing good ball for 40-year-old. So you got not for 40-year-old. LeBron's playing good ball, period. Yeah. So like there's expectations. So you got to show out.
And everything you said, but it was expectation even coming in this season with Luka Doncic because he went to the finals.
True.
And now to switch over, like you said, it's now bigger expectations. But the thing is, I already been there. I know what it feel like. I know how to get there. And that's the thing. He may have a bad shooting night.
Yeah.
One of those nights. Because, again, it's difficult, man, especially a shooter, to just every night if we go 7, one of them nights I'm going to have a mediocre night. Maybe.
Yeah.
But now that's where everything else comes, and that's why defense now it is zeroed in on his defense. Because now when he ain't shooting, it's like, what you gonna do?
What else you gonna do? Exactly.
Don't be a liability on defense, and
there you
go. Fucking us all away.
There you go.
And now we don't even have a chance to win now, because we can have a chance to win if you don't shoot the ball particularly well, but you doing things on defense. Facilitating, you know what I mean? You dishing, you rebounding.
Yeah.
Right. Can you do those other things? But defense is the big one.
That's the big one.
Right? When you ain't shooting well.
That's what it is.
If you ain't shooting well, that's going to enhance everybody to be like, no, well, what else he doing? And you ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
And then on the defensive end, you got to make stops. And now that's how blowouts happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So the thing is, but I think they have a good team. And when you have a defender like you brought up, Steph, you kind of know how to hide him. You know how to keep him out of those match-ups that they want to get him in.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? You just limit those. And if you could do that, in the game, you winning. And then now you making shots. And like you said, that's why sometimes his shot may be off. Because now he got to go work on the defensive end. And he ain't that good.
We saw the finals.
If you wear anybody down, man, Rip Hamilton used to tell me, I used to work out with him sometimes. And every time I was short on my shot, he was like, legs, get them legs. Right? And like
facts.
You said.
Facts. You got to need them legs, bro.
But if you running up and down on defensive end, you getting bumped all the time, right? Your shot may not be falling. So now what else are you going to do? So, but like you said, garnering that purple and gold is something about it. But I think Luka had this already. He was in the finals last year. So now he could go do it again.
Yeah,
so but the pressure's on, but he's already done that. He ain't about that. Man, he a bona fide killer.
He a killer. No,
he a bona fide killer.
So when I say this, I don't think there's pressure. Put like this. I'm not worried about Luka falling short to the pressure. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that. It's like to your point, my man Paul said, Lakers Celtics finals. I hope.
I think it's gonna be Lakers Cavs, and that's gonna be a story for the NBA.
LeBron versus versus
Cleveland.
That would be wild. That'd be a wild one.
That'd be a wild one.
That would be a wild one. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I got the Celtics going to the finals. I mean, obviously, I'm biased for the Lakers. The Lakers don't go to the finals. I will say this though. My prediction would be OKC going to the finals. If the Lakers don't make the finals, I think OKC is going to the finals. I think OKC. I think something you said earlier before, like you talked about, like use Jordan as an example. I do like that. My man Paul agrees with you. He said, that is a story.
That would be a story. And for the NBA, people would watch that.
They would, though.
And I think it can happen regardless, right? Because Cleveland is a great team.
I think the Lakers
get over the hump this year.
The Lakers,
Boston.
I think the Lakers Cleveland makes Cleveland a compelling story to watch. You know how people are about the finals. It's got to be the right mesh, right? If Cleveland was playing, if Cleveland was playing OKC, then nobody's gonna want to watch it. You know what I'm saying?
But if it's Cleveland Lakers,
yes, whoa, crazy. LeBron going back home.
That's back to Cleveland playing his old team.
That may be better. Honestly, real talk. That may be better than Lakers Celtics. Real talk.
Because that's historic. That's historic NBA wise. But then this is historic LeBron wise and NBA wise, right?
Yeah.
It's like, whew.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but either way, it'll be crazy. But that's my pick is the
Lakers.
It. And I know we ain't do that, but he
let me
he's good.
I told you. Remember I told you? No, it's a grenade now, Lee. It's a grenade now. John fucked the grenade. He got the grenade some Stelly now.
He just made me, whoever that was, he just made me shoot my shot early.
Yeah, my man Paul.
My predictions early.
It's all good. Look, I told you we shoot like how we talk. That's how I told you this. This is how we talk. He said, nah. He said, my man Paul said, nah, OKC ain't ready yet. I'll say, hey, bro, I'm gonna tell you this. Like, no, and the reason why I said OKC's ready because of experience. Just like we talked about
losing last year.
Like Isaiah too. I use the Pistons.
Right.
Isaiah losing before he got to the. You gotta learn.
Like losing.
Yes.
LeBron losing to the Celtics.
Yeah, you gotta learn. 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 Like even like I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying they will. Cause I do feel like the team, the nucleus changed. But it wouldn't surprise me if like Anthony Edwards, like what happened last year, he was like, all right, and took it to another level in the postseason. It wouldn't surprise me because if we all basketball fans, historically, this is what happens, right? Historically, like your best player, your favorite player, one of the all-time great player, whoever your player is, they gotta fail to reach maximum success. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many times did Jokic fail before he got an opportunity to win that championship? You know what I'm saying? How many times did even like
Boston, with Tatum and them? They went with
bro. That's actually real talk. That's the good one. Boston and Tatum. Like they had the young squad.
Lose. Yeah, but that's why OKC. It wouldn't, like you said, it wouldn't surprise me that they do it again because they came back. They lost. They were number one last year.
Came back
and
won again. Exactly.
So it's like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that shows that they know what they're doing. But now you guys show me again, though, that you know. You get what I'm saying? But it won't surprise me. But that's why I'll pick the Lakers just because of LeBron being there, Luka being a championship player already from last year.
Yeah.
JJ Redick coaching, having younger guys, role players step in.
Austin Reeves. playing
right?
really good
Austin
ball.
Reeves.
Yeah.
I mean, and they got other guys. I don't know their names off the top, but it's like, but they third for a reason.
You have Rui Hachimura, Rui.
Right.
You got play. I mean, you got a lot of them are role players. You got
right, but that's what you need.
Yeah, a bunch of role players.
You need. You don't need fucking 5 stars.
No, you don't.
Right?
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Everybody can shoot the ball.
It wouldn't surprise me if OKC does it because of, like I said, what they did last year, being number 1, losing, and like you said, it's you got to learn, and they learned, and then they came back was number 1 again. So that shows me, again, they know what they're doing. So now you just got to show me you know what you're doing in the playoffs again.
OKC they got a 2. They got the dude Jalen. Jalen with Jalen.
They got
Williams.
legit 3, 4.
They got 3, 4 scores.
They got 60 wins.
Bruh, they got Holmgren. They got
Holmgren.
They got
squads. You don't know them, and ESPN don't got their names all in lights all the time.
They got dogs.
They got
dogs, man.
They got dogs.
They like to me. They super talented. I ain't gonna hold they super
and they're
talented.
well coached.
Yeah,
and they're well coached. And their nucleus been there. I'm saying they came back and did the number 1 spot again.
I'm gonna be late. The reason why, look, man, be real. The reason why they lost, the only reason why they lost to they lost last year. They played a hard squad, dog. That Mavericks team, the way Kyrie, look, man, I'll be real. Kyrie and Luka together playing well.
Sick.
Dog.
But that's what
nobody really beating that.
Right. In Minnesota couldn't beat it.
Yeah, nobody beating that. Like, you played the wrong team. Like, Boston, the reason why Boston beat them was like, because Boston, like we just talked about it's an all-around squad. Like, they got 5 scores, so that's different. That's why Boston beat Dallas. Right. Because, and also Jaylen Brown, the way he played defense on Luka, making him work was a different, like, it's a difference. This ain't, like, nah, man, this ain't that. And as much as I like the Lakers, I ain't gonna hold you. As much as I love the Lakers, like, OKC would be like a thorough challenge for the Lakers to beat because of like that. And also, real talk, I'm saying that they lost to Dallas, and I believe it wasn't Holmgren out. Only Holmgren
last year.
Yeah, last year. Did Chet play?
I ain't
go back. Paul, let me know. I forget. Like, Paul, I need you paying attention.
No, I ain't a historian like that.
Nah. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if Chet played. I could be wrong though. I don't think Chet played. But I could be wrong
like that.
But yeah, I'm just saying, like, this squad, bruh, no. That team is stacked. Oh, OKC stacked. But if you can learn. All I'm saying is that, but yeah, if you're telling me about, like, yeah, obviously I'm a lean. I mean, if you asking me, I'm biased, so I'm telling you the Lakers and OKC, I'm gonna choose the Lakers. But I'm telling you, with my basketball mind, it's just in terms of like learning and getting to a situation, and then learning from that situation, and then like at least what you said, Lee, was totally on point, bro. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's easy to say you failed the prior year, and it made you fall off to like a 7 seed. You follow it up with another 1 seed. Look at Minnesota. Minnesota's an example. Minnesota was a higher seed last year. They fell off.
Right, they fell down in the season. But that's why I mentioned LA.
I was right. Chet was out last year. They did all that with Chet being out last year.
Right. So
I'm just saying, man.
And he's an important
card. Yeah.
Right, to their team and why they did play that well. Yeah. And again, they did it again. And so, again, it would not surprise me. It would not surprise me. But again, the West is tough with those older veteran guys that can put the ball in the basket, and then they're tenacious. Yeah. But again, the young guys are the same way. But now it's like, is the younger guys going, finally take over. Again, that's the type of the Jordan thing, the LeBron thing, the Kobe thing. It's like, who going to take the reins? What young team, and is it going to be this year? Yeah. You know what I mean? And so that's the beauty of the playoffs. So, again, it wouldn't surprise me, but I think, again, the Lakers just going up against a young team, OKC, I think they could win. But, shit, the Lakers got to get out that Minnesota series.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll say this.
I believe they do because that's my pick.
Yeah, I'll say this. Like, I feel like the Lakers, a couple years ago, like the Grizzlies, they wanted to play-in tournament, and they got to play the Grizzlies, and they got the Grizzlies out there. To your point, because the Grizzlies were young, they were a young team, but a little different. Again, they were young, but they weren't like experienced. They didn't have any experience with their youth. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think OKC has experience with their youth now because of what they've seen,
because of what
they've seen in the past. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like. Yeah, but like Paul said, playoffs go in vets' favor. They do. When you're a vet dog, like I do think there are other teams like Leigh mentioned about like Kawhi. I do think Kawhi is going to be very interesting in this postseason run because there's we like Roy Jones Jr. used to say he had this when he rapped, had that rap song. Y'all must have forgot.
Y'all must have forgot.
Like there's there's a chip on your shoulder when folks start to like
count you out.
Trash crowd, count you out, or trash you.
Yeah,
like saying. Like, yo, you stealing money. I'm gonna show you now. It's the playoffs. I'm gonna show y'all who I used to be, who I am.
Just watch that television. I'm gonna show you. Watch.
You know what I'm saying? I think that like Kawhi, and if you forget, like when Kawhi is Kawhi, damn man, he like top 3, top 5.
And in defense, he bring it on the defensive end too.
Yeah, bro.
And that's what makes them tough. The Clippers tough, but see, that's what makes OKC tough too because they're young and they
strap too.
Feisty, they strap.
They strap too.
They scrap. And they trying to get loose balls. They trying to get steals. Again, Holmgren is gonna meet you at the rim. Like they gonna play defense. They're gonna play hard. And then they got a killer, a scorer that can get you
Shai
3 points. The old way or the new way? Give you a 3, and 1.
He always gets you though. He always gets
you. He doing whatever.
Yes, bro.
And that's he got another year under his belt. So man, but the playoffs. But I went away from Kawhi, but it was because of Kawhi. Because Kawhi defense is like stellar.
Yeah,
it's stellar.
Nah,
and he'll do it on your best guy.
On your best guy, man.
And still give you 30.
Like he'll check you, like he will check your best dude
and give barring
foul trouble throughout the game.
Barring foul trouble. That's frustrating. And then now if Harden go do whatever he gotta do.
Yeah.
I don't know who else they got, but shit, right? They got
the dude Powell,
right. Powell. He was a good player on Toronto.
Yeah.
He can give you 20, 30.
20 easy. 20 easy.
So
he can give you 20 easy, bro.
Yeah, so but that's what I love, right? And that's what people wait for is playoff basketball because this is meaningful basketball.
Yeah.
The 80s, right? That's why they be low management because it ain't meaningful.
Yeah.
But now when it's time, right, we get to see y'all at y'all best, right? And it's like this series is the series, so you're gonna have to play your ass off. And so I'm gonna see your best. And but young guys, right, in an 82-game season, they can show their best all year long.
All year long, yeah. They don't conserve nothing. They just showing you because they trying to show out.
Right. And that's like practice for them.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Real, right? Because that's the experience that they're trying to get. Because they're trying to get the Kawhi experience, right?
Yes.
Those type of games and the Harden experience and the Powell experience. So, but again, it does favor the vets, but it favors the young guys because the young guys sometimes, I don't know. It's just like I'm playing my ass off.
Youthful like knowledge is awesome sometimes in sports, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you don't know, it's awesome.
Sometimes
it's awesome.
Great.
It's a bliss, bro. I'm serious. Like in this, like when people are like you're supposed to feel pressure and you're just out there having fun.
Just having fun.
Sometimes that's the best thing.
That's the best way because if you're thinking about all this other stuff,
you're not gonna have your best
game. It's really a basketball game.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. But now you putting pressure because of something else, man.
Yeah.
That's all of that. It's just the game you've been playing.
We just hooping.
Go and show out. Show out again.
We just hooping.
That's all we do against the same team over and over and over again. But that's the difficult part in series is, man, okay, you didn't show me your best stuff.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that missionary ain't doing it for us no more.
Anymore. You gotta change up. You gonna have to change up. I'm bored right now. You gonna have to change up.
They hit it from the back end. You gonna have to put a little twang into it. Because we ain't falling for that shit.
We ain't falling for that shit no more.
Right.
Hey, yo.
That move ain't working no more, right?
It ain't working.
We done scouted it. We seen you do it 3 straight games. You're not doing it this 4th game.
Nah, not
you better have a counter.
Yeah, you better have a counter.
You better have a counter and a counter for that.
Yeah, facts. Hey, Paul got
that's what the playoffs bring.
Paul has another question. He says, who is y'all dark horse in the West and East? I'm gonna let you start, Lee. Who's your dark horse in the West and East?
Pull that thing up again. Pull it up for me.
All right, I got you, bro.
Who my dark horse in the West? If I had a dark horse,
yeah, not the team that you already picked. Like you already got like your true dark horse.
But see, here's the thing. I could say.
Don't say the Lakers, bro. They ain't your. Don't say it because you already got the Lakers.
Nah, but no. My pick was the Lakers.
Yeah.
Versus Cleveland.
Yeah, so
that's what I picked.
That's who you picked.
Right?
Yeah.
But so a dark horse coming. But if I say the Grizzlies, I don't even know if they.
That's not a bad one.
But I'm saying I don't even know if they're going to get in the play-in.
But that would be a dark horse. I mean, I ain't mad at it.
But so yeah, not my dark horse would be, to be honest, Golden State.
That's not a bad one either.
Right. Because I mean, look, they in the play-in right now. They may not even make it.
Yeah.
To be honest, but if they make it,
if they are problem,
they can make some noise.
Facts.
So that would be my dark horse.
And that's
in the West, and then who in the East?
Yeah, East. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Detroit basketball.
Yeah, they look like they're a little strong squad. I ain't gonna hold you. They ain't gonna hold you.
I don't believe in the Knicks.
You don't? All right, so that would be my dark horse.
But I don't believe in the Knicks.
The Knicks are my dark horse, though. That'd be my dark horse. They would be my
I don't believe in the Knicks, right? I mean,
I think Jalen Brunson
too much.
They do. I like the way Tibbs coach in the playoffs because he's so serious and he'll run you to the ground. I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool with that for playoff time. Regular season, I'm not cool with it, but playoff time, I'm cool with it. I think you need that type of intensity in the playoffs. So I'm cool with them. I like the fit with Cat and Brunson in terms of in today's modern bigs.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like they picking, them in a pick and roll situation or pick and pop situation. I think they're dangerous because Cat's one of the best shooting bigs I've seen in a long time. So I just think that those two in a pick and pop situation, they can be a problem. But the only issue I'm gonna say this and be real with you, they can't be Boston though. So that's the reason why I don't really like to have them as my dark horse. They can't be Boston. I've watched them play Boston. They can't be Boston
at all.
At all. Like it's a bad matchup. Like it's a horrible. Like the only way they get past, they can get to the finals if Boston gets upsetted, right? Like that's the only. That's the only way. And I think no, you know what? I take that back. Boston would, they would have to play. But they beat the Knicks. They're playing Boston off the rip anyway, probably. So. Yeah, that's just a bad matchup. That's why it's hard for me to say they're my dark horse. So let me go fair. Let me be fair. My dark horse would be Milwaukee because Milwaukee when
to win it. That's what I was going to say. I would change it to that.
Because the way the seeding is, I would trust. Let me put it this way: I would trust Milwaukee versus Cleveland and Giannis versus Cleveland more than New York versus Boston. So I would say my dark horse will be Milwaukee, and on the West, it would be he fired their coach. Damn, that's a tough one. But you know what? It's hard for me to go against the Nuggets. Joker is he's so dominant to me, man. Like he's like such a skilled big. Like he posts and he shoot the three. Like I feel like when you got a dominant player like that. It's hard to beat a dude like that. And then you got Jamal Murray, who's like he's missed the playoffs at times. The X factor with them is Michael Porter Jr. Because I feel like he's underachieved in life. I feel like his game is he should be so nasty. Yeah. He should be so nasty. Like he's a disservice to his own ability. I'm being real with you.
But I think it has to do with the playing style of the Nuggets. Man.
Maybe, bro. I want to hold you. You're probably right.
Just think about the two that you just named. What else? Where does he fit in?
I know. Yeah, true. It's a very good point.
He just plays his role, I think. And I think he plays it well. That's why they won the championship.
Mm-hmm.
He can do more than what he does, like as an NBA player, but for that team, he does what he needs to do. And sometimes, man, it's hard to be a role player when you can be the man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when you ain't getting enough shots.
Yeah, that's just facts.
Right? Because think about, again, like a Steph Curry. He can miss like 10 shots and he good. But if I may not even get a chance to miss 10 shots if I'm Porter Jr. You know what I'm saying? I got to make
five
or six.
You gotta make 5, 6. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got to shoot at a higher clip than percentage, as somebody that's getting the most shots.
That's true.
But, yeah, but like you said, man, just those guys are great. And they've won it before, so
they won it before.
They could do it again.
Yeah, I just think it's definitely tough. It's tough. I like the Knicks team, but I just know they can't be. I know they can't be Boston. I've watched that. Like I've watched. They don't match up well, especially now with Porzingis back. You know, Porzingis missed a couple games. Now him being back, that's just not a good matchup.
Yeah.
Paul said if the Warriors beat Memphis, they okay. The Rockets they're gonna get swept. He said they're gonna sweep the Rockets if they.
Huh?
He said the Warriors. He said
the Warriors getting swept.
No. He said they'll sweep the Rockets. If the Warriors win, they play the Rockets. Sweet. He's a Warriors fan. That's why I know.
Okay. I was like, the Warriors getting swept.
No. Paul like the Warriors will sweep the Rockets if they got the.
They not expect the Rockets like that. Won't win a game. That's crazy. Come on, home court. They got home court advantage. Come on,
man. Udoka,
I think the Warriors like insane.
Their coach is like that, man. He like that. I like the Rockets coach. I like the Rockets coach a lot. I mean, I like the Rockets coach a lot. He's my guy.
Yeah, he's a good coach. I mean,
he's a good coach, man. Yeah, he's a good coach, man.
Obviously, brought Boston to kind of their prominence, right, of the last few years, and then the coach taking over and still doing a great job and finally getting it done.
Yeah,
so it's great coaching. It's usually great coaching in the playoffs because it's usually the best teams during the regular season. That's why the play-in is it's like fool's gold because it's like, man, you allowing a 10th seed to get an opportunity.
Man, Lee, man, that joint pisses me off, man. Just put the 8 teams in, bro. Like I'm just
right, but I'm
I'm cool.
Exciting and talk about.
If you want to make it overly exciting, like I feel like it's gotta be levels to it. Like it's gotta be a criteria. Like
right.
Like
not we the 10th seed, like
all right, you gotta have at least like 2 games behind or something like that. Like I can't have because some of these 10 seeds shouldn't even get an opportunity, bro.
Right?
You're a 10 seed, like you're a legit lottery team, bro.
But then
you're a legit lottery team.
Yeah, legit, and it goes to say though, if they 10th seed, then you should beat them. You know what I'm saying?
You should, but you should get them.
But the thing is,
it's the
they can have a night.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
And they all look, Lee. We played ball with NBA players. I'm gonna say we've grown up with some. You probably see play with some elite ones for real. Being in where you're at as a professional athlete. But bro, like I say this all the time, like NBA players, folks, you be forgetting, like yo, the 12 man on the rock is like that. It's like that. A lot of people think about this, and I use this as an example so people understand like how talented NBA players are. Because people talk about this dude all the time. I'm gonna use a PG dude. I use him all the time. I use him as an example. Like Michael Beasley was getting no burn in the NBA on certain teams. Let that sink in. One of the best one-on-one players that any NBA player will tell you barely got burned on certain teams. So to your point, lets you know, right? Like if you're a 10th seed or whatever, that 10th seed can have some dudes that can go off on you and beat you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like in the playing tournament, I'm like not the biggest fan of it. But yeah, like I just want folks to know there's hoopers like on a bench, then you be like that dude suck. No, he don't suck. Jeremy Lin came from nowhere, but he was a bench player.
Right. And he was when he got his opportunity,
look what happened.
He was frying.
Exactly.
Like that's surf rock.
Yeah, surf.
The Asians.
Yeah, surf
frying their ass.
Yeah, exactly.
In New York, in the garden. Surf frying their ass.
Yeah, in the garden.
Winners and shit like that.
Everything, man. Nigga had that Linsanity. They gave him Linsanity.
Right, but I think the format in which they do it, as far as giving even a 6 seed, like okay, you can lose, but the 10th seed, like you can't lose, like you just one and done, right? So, and I get it. So, But it'll all even itself out, and then like the seeds are going to be determined, and then right, usually you seeded where you've been playing all year. Yeah. That doesn't mean, because again, let's skip to football. I remember the Giants, right, with Eli Manning. They barely got in the playoffs one time. They were
and look at the run they went on.
And you can go on a run, right? So you got to win a few games. So it can happen, man. But usually, like we talk about, the best team usually wins, and usually the top seed will win. But now, when you have this play-in tournament and you have
pressure, some people
pressure, but you have veterans now on these lower seeded teams that have been there, that makes it more intriguing and more to be like, hey, like, I don't know, like with this young Rockets team, right? Yeah, they've been doing it in the regular season. Can they do it in the playoffs? Because we have a team that's been established for years that has done it. And like I said, but this is the history of leagues, of even the NBA, of these older teams getting older still, though making the playoffs and making runs, but these younger teams, is it going to be their year? So that's just the exciting part about the torch is being passed like in front of our eyes. But it's like, again, the older guys ain't trying to give the torch away. Just like Magic, just like, again, Kobe didn't want to give the torch away. Jordan didn't want to give the torch away. LeBron don't want to give the torch away right now. You know what I'm saying? Steph don't want to give the torch away right now. But them young dudes going snatching like.
Kareem didn't want to give the torch away.
Right, Kareem, right?
Did not want to give it away.
Dr. J, all of these, you know what I'm saying? Isaiah, same thing. Bird didn't want to give it away. These young guys are up and coming.
It's Father Time.
And again, that's the time we are in the NBA.
Father Time is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Oh, update. Hawks, Magic. The Magic they're up 61-45.
Yeah.
Late in the second quarter. Actually, the second quarter is about to end. It's about to be halftime. But here go his Paul has a question for you. He said, Leigh, is it the same in football? Y'all play a young up and coming team when y'all play a young and up and coming team? Is it the same in football?
You know, football is how different it is because it's 53 men on the roster. Okay, it's always a mix between youth and veteran. And it just football kind of depends on where the youth is in the positions. You know what I'm saying? And now you got a young quarterback.
Yeah,
it's gonna be difficult to win, but look at the young quarterbacks.
Like now, like Jay Daniels,
right? So, but then like you got the older quarterbacks that have been doing it. So, you know, that dynamic, I don't know. What's the question again?
He said, I'm reading again. Said, Leigh, is it the same in football? Y'all play a young up and coming team. When y'all, I guess he said,
we were playing a young
and up. Yeah, I think so. That's what he's saying. If you were playing a young and up and coming team,
would it be the same as?
Like in basketball, right? In basketball, like is it the vets over the youth? Is it the same thing? Look at this discussion we've been having. Is it the same? Is it similar, or is it more like is this young team having
that youth? It don't matter, man.
Football don't matter because Michael Vick. I feel like it don't matter because I know when Michael Vick went to Lambeau, he fried Lambeau.
Right, it kind of don't matter, man. Because, like I said, you're gonna have a mix between both, and it does depend on the position. But for basketball and football, the youth, it don't really matter. But now let's say the Patriots, right, in their run, where they were a team that had always gone. Let's see a young team. I don't really remember a young team.
Let's use like with Atlanta when they played Atlanta. Would that count as young or not?
Atlanta when they played Atlanta?
When the Patriots beat Atlanta. When
they
came back.
Matt Ryan had been in the league for a long time.
Yeah, sure. That's true. That's true.
The running back was in the league for a long time.
That's true.
I'm sure they had young players on the team.
That's a bad example. That's a bad example.
But that's the thing about football. It's like
do young teams go to the Super Bowl like that? Do young teams?
But that's my point. It's so many people on the roster, right? Yeah. If you would have to go down 53 men to see what the average age is. You get what I'm saying? To say if it's young or old. So it's not like that. Like I said, you got a young quarterback.
This is a good one. He said Pats Chiefs, like the Patriots versus Chiefs. With Pat, I guess you're talking about the figure. I guess he's talking about quarterback to quarterback. I think that's
and that's what I'm saying. But when you look at young quarterbacks, is what's the name of young quarterback? Patrick Mahomes was a young quarterback when he was winning his.
Yeah.
So was Tom Brady, but then he was old winning his.
He was young when he won his too. Brady was young when he won his. Yeah.
Right. Peyton Manning was a little. He was
mid. He was like
mid to old.
Yeah, when he won.
He won with Denver.
Yeah.
But young guys, the guy who just won. He's young.
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is young. That's a young team. That's a young team. That's a young team.
It's a young team.
That's a young team. The Eagles are a young team. The Eagles are a young team.
Right. So I don't think youth plays a role in football the way it does in basketball.
I kind of agree with that.
I think
you're right. It's spread out. It is really spread out. It's harder. It's harder to like in basketball. You know, you gear for the young team. In basketball, you gear for the young team.
Right.
Like in football, you don't gear for a young team. You want a mixture. Like
you want a mixture.
Yeah.
Like, and if you have young D linemen, though, that are beasts, because those are the energetic guys that you need, right? That's going to rush the passer. That's going to stop the run, right? You got young, hungry defensive linemen on a team, man. You're going to have a great team, in my opinion. Like that's how you kind of, I believe, like you start with youth. Had that.
They only show youth. Yeah, that's what Paul said. They only shows youth in the quarterback position. Yeah, that's true. In terms of youth,
but then youth gonna get you a long way, right? If you coach it right.
Yeah, because truth be told, like if you think about like as a whole offense, so I'm gonna use the Colts for an example, because that was actually a good one. Like they cultivated Peyton Manning and his core, like Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison. Then they got Reggie. That was pretty Wayne. That was pretty much a young Edgerrin James. That was a young offense. So that was the youth. That was a young team. But again, even that, but that's an offensive core. But you don't really, and that team was successful because they went against like the Patriots, right? That was like the era.
Right, they was losing versus
they were losing in Patriots. So it's just like not a
Even your squad, those quarterbacks were kind of around the same year.
Yeah, and your squad was relatively young too when you was in Cleveland. Like y'all were young.
We were young.
Y'all were young dogs. Y'all were young dogs.
Yeah, and we were up and coming.
Up and coming.
He messed it all up. Phil Savage. Man, what a savage! What a savage Phil Savage was. Breaking that team up, man.
Y'all had number young dogs.
Y'all had young dogs. We was hungry, man.
Yeah, y'all had number young dogs.
Like we was hungry. Ain't no better, but we was just playing ball. Yeah. But we ain't getting the playoffs. But it's like
y'all were like there though. Like you know
right.
What I mean? Yeah.
He whatever, right? He messed up that team, and then like they ain't do nothing the next year, and then the next year after that. Yeah. But that young team that we had some good young guys.
Yeah. And
we were coached well.
Yes.
And that's what you need, right? Mm-hmm. Young guys that are coached well. But it's like, but what is young? Like, because that's 2007, I was 6 years in the league. Is that young? Yeah. That's like middle of the road, let's just say. But we had like Braylon Edwards, Kellen Winslow. But was Kellen Winslow? Kellen was like 5 years in the league.
Yeah, but that was still relative. Yeah, 5 years is still to me like that's still your
right.
But that's still young. That's like
that's still young.
Yeah, so you hitting your prime. Like you're just about to hit your prime.
Right. That's kind of where you want to be in those years, like sniffing the playoffs or getting into the playoffs, and then now, right, gathering that experience to make that next jump, right, each and every year. So, but that's the exciting part is being young and being a part of the playoffs. And I think now what the media does, it makes it. No, I think it's positive.
You think it's positive?
For players because now you see what they talk about, how it goes. Right? It wasn't necessarily out there like that. Right? How everything, the magnitude of it. Right?
Oh, you're talking about the build of like, making it. Okay.
Like, or just hey man, this needs to be done.
Okay.
I don't want to dive deep into it because
no, it's all good.
This ain't it, but it's just like being able to know what everybody's talking about. even your own team sometimes, right? And how they looking at it and how they viewing it and how, right? Sometimes when you in it, it's good to step back and have eyes, you know what I mean? Yeah. Look at it in a different view. Sometimes you don't look at it right in the correct view. So, but I think the media helps in that way. Meaning it gives you the player, it lays it all out on the table, so it's not like you don't know what's at stake for real. But I don't know, man.
no, I'm with you. No, I'm with you. What's up, Mike? Man, appreciate you for chiming in, bro. No, I feel like I see your point in terms of like you just wanted, like the media helps you wanting to know, gives you an idea of like, because you're in it. When you're in it, you only see it one way.
Right. And so now the media gives you a different way, and then it gives you that chip on your shoulder. You know how they say bulletin board material?
Yeah, of course.
Right. But sometimes it's not bulletin board. It's just like, oh, they're giving me a weakness of me or a weakness of my team or whatever. And okay, I need to do this. Right. Sometimes it could be an advantage. I think everything is. Everything is a yin and a yang, and you got to look at it on both sides of the spectrum and at different angles. And I think, like I said, the media helps, and it sometimes focuses you in more, right? So like, I'm gonna shut them up, or right. But again, media and talk it was there, but it wasn't how it is now. That's my point of it. And so it helps the young guys where I'm just gonna focus on this. That's it. We ain't going out. We ain't doing this. We all about the team. You know what I mean? That just helps to stay together, and that's what wins the games. Is the cohesiveness of the guys off the court or off the field, and it just helps the guys in between the lines when they play, because it's just the trust and the love and the fun and all those things. Right. And now you ain't thinking about the media. It's like we against the media, and let's go out there and show their ass that we going.
That's how I live my life. That's how I live my life.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why it helps a little bit.
I'd be so anti.
It fuels people.
The media would hate me. They would hate me. They would hate me.
I probably, if I was a person
in today's era,
vocal, I probably wouldn't even be in the league because I'm an arrogant motherfucker. That's why I ain't talk. That's why I ain't talking on the mic. Because they want to humble you, right? You know what I'm saying? Because if you have a bad game, it's like, oh, they'll talk shit about you.
They will.
But I'm saying everybody have a bad game.
Yeah.
So, but if I talked how I wanted to talk, I probably would have been out the league, right?
I tell you, they would. Because
sometimes I have great games.
Yeah.
But I had good enough games where they're gonna start me the next game, or I'm gonna be back tomorrow. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. Exactly.
Kill you if you have arrogance and then go out in a bad game.
I'd be petty like Kevin Durant. I would be the word. I'd be on one. I'd be petty like Kevin Durant. Like folks be hating on Kevin, like he's sensitive. I'd be like, nah, I'd be petty like him. I wouldn't go at like regular folks. I don't care about regular folks. I wouldn't care about regular folks. But I would like media folks, like Stephen A. Smith. Me and him would not be cool. He would think I'm his. He would hate me. Like he would really hate me. Like I would go on him every day to a point where I'll give him material. I don't care. I would literally give him material.
Yeah,
I'm all for that.
My material will be just my play, but then
but I'm saying when you go extra, I'm just talking about extra stuff. I'm with you with play. Like if I play like I'm like, you know, like I feel like folks when we grow up, I feel like us folks when we grow up, we're stand-up individuals. Like I feel like you tell us we some shit or we playing like some shit, and we know we playing like some shit. We all right, you know what I'm saying? Because I can own it, because you know who your ability is. But when you go around and try to be extra and be ha, the extra stuff, nah.
Yeah, that's why LeBron.
Checked his ass. I'm saying like that's all I'm saying. Like the extra stuff, like the clout chasing stuff.
Yeah, but see, and I wasn't even good enough for him to even talk about me. But the thing is, corners don't get talked about a lot anyway. Think about all the corners that gets talked about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not many. But we moving on and we going to a different stratosphere. But this has to do with, I don't even remember what this has to do with.
I know me either, dog. I forgot.
But it don't matter. I'm going to finish it, though.
Go ahead. Because I forgot myself. I went on Stephen A. Smith.
Maybe we're going to come back. It's going to come back. But it was about the media helping guys. And you were saying that like you would have a way with Stephen A.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I was good enough to be talked about, right, then I would have something to say. But I was interviewed a lot of times locally, like Cleveland, right? But sometimes I be wanting to say some wild stuff. But then I know it's going to put so much attention on me, and I don't like that attention. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of kept my mouth shut and was humble on the mic.
Yeah.
Whenever they stuck a mic in my face, right? Because, right, it's like sometimes they'll be like, "Whoa, Leigh, who do you think you are?" Right? Then it's like they'll go down. Oh, you went to Duquesne. You were undrafted. Like they're gonna go down all this the lanes of why I ain't good. But I've been here this whole damn time. How you saying I ain't good?
That's what I'm
Somebody
saying.
must think I'm pretty damn good if I keep coming back every fucking week.
Paul, what he said, I would give bulletin board material being honest about an opponent. Like I know what I'm saying. Sometimes you just gotta be real.
Right, but the thing is, what's real? Real is what you think.
Yeah.
But what you think ain't always a fact.
Mike said, I think Deion started getting corners the respect they deserve.
Yeah, but think about it. How many corners do you really talk about? How many corners you know last year that was like that? Tell me right now.
That's a good question. Like that? That's a good question.
Yeah.
And like it used to be. That's crazy. Damn, you know what? Yeah, I can't. I can hold you.
Right.
I can't.
Who the top corner getting paid right now? You could say Jalen.
Oh, Sauce. He said Sauce. He said Sauce is good. But is
he that good? Go look at where he come on. See, this is from commercials. This is from what people say.
Oh, commercials. Yeah.
He a good corner. But I've seen him look bad.
I know what? I mean, real. I thought he was better.
Look bad. Hold on. If a Leigh Bodden looked bad, you wouldn't name him to say he the best corner in the league. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
But I can play against some of the best and have a hell of a game. Meaning stop him for 3 catches.
I will say this:
Darrell Reeves, a receiver, 1 game or 2 games. You know what I'm saying? But then turn around in 1 game and give up 5, 6 catches. Let's just say, and then it's like, he had a bad game.
He said talking.
But you wouldn't say Leigh Bodden. But go look at Sauce games. How you saying Sauce? He played for the Jets.
He said talking play, and plus I do this like brand. But
that's what I'm saying. It's about being on commercials and shit. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean I don't care if you on a commercial. That don't mean you better than me.
Yeah. I will say it's about Sauce because I like Sauce.
He's nice though.
No. I'm gonna be real. Like I thought he was better his rookie year. I thought he was better his rookie year than he was. I thought that was his best year.
But see, the thing is, you got to turn the tape on because I don't even know. But I'm saying when I've seen him play, I've seen him make good plays. I've seen him make.
I thought he was more shut down his rookie.
But
year.
that's what corner. But that's shut down shit, man. Deion got. Deion's getting got too.
No. You know, I ain't say, dude. The only dude I ain't gonna lie. The only dude that I saw, like I felt like, there was one dude I thought that shut down. It's not even Deion for real. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought Reeves was like the most shut down dude.
But you look at him too. You look at any corner you turn the film on.
Yeah.
They getting got.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the definition of a shutdown corner?
We said that before.
Because Jets had great defenses. That he had great technique. But then sometimes these quarterbacks have to throw bad throws. Sometimes if they throwing good throws, they got them. You know what I'm saying?
But we talked about that before, though. Even the best cornerback gets beat, though.
So that's what I'm saying. What constitutes as a shutdown corner, right? But I don't even want to get into it. But I'm just saying, the cornerback position.
Oh, Hunter gonna be
the best ones is going. You gonna see him get scored on. Look at Latimer. Wasn't he one of the best corners that they talked about?
For us, I mean, he was old. He's older, but
but it don't matter.
Yeah. He's supposed to.
Before then, he's top.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
He getting paid the top, right?
Look, man, I like Marshawn Lattimore. You know what I'm saying? I like Marshawn.
Where he come from? Green Bay, right?
No, before Washington.
Yeah.
Saints.
Where's he at?
Saints.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Saints.
You're right. Right. He was a good corner there.
Yeah.
He been there 1 year, right? He just came there last season, right?
Yeah, he came at the end of the year, bro. Like not even. He came like last 4 games of the year.
But see, a lot of times, let's just say, like you as a Washington fan, you know your players back and forth.
Yes.
Like the back of your hand, because you've seen him. You see him 16 weeks. So tell me 16 games you think somebody going to be great all 16 games?
Yeah, I know that. Like,
it's
I don't
impossible.
call it.
So you as a fan going to get to see him at his worst.
Yeah, it's like a basket, just like when you're watching basketball the same way. Like, like any localized team that you watch, like you know more than somebody. Like you know more than somebody who's watching your team from a distance.
You don't know Sauce for 16 games. You just know you see him on the highlights of his picks, and you see him on Buffalo Wild Wing commercials, and then you like, oh, he the best. Yeah. But then to your guy at Washington, you like, oh, he sucked because our guy got scored on, missed this tackle, cost us the game. Yeah. You see all of it. Yeah. That very well can happen to Sauce too. You don't know though. So then you putting Sauce over your guy that you've seen make mistakes for 16 weeks. Mike said this too. He's like, back shoulder made playing corner the toughest job in the league. Man, corner the toughest job, man. and then not only do you have to worry about those throws, then you gotta tackle too, man. You gotta. It may not be a pass play because you gotta prepare for pass all the time. Now, if it's a run play, I gotta shed this guy, go make the tackle. If my defensive linemen don't make the tackle, and now they don't look bad when they running through the lane. But if I miss the tackle and they go 80, I look bad. The D linemen don't even look bad. Linebackers don't even look bad. I look bad. You know what I'm saying? And I had to go fight off. It was supposed to be passed for me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's so crazy, man, with corner. And their pace should be up there. Remember you asked me your first episode. Yeah. I think I was on football. You said, what's my favorite corner? What'd I say? Yeah, you said all of them. All of them. Because that shit is the hardest position, man. It's up there. That pay need to be up there for corners, man. And I'm saying I know I was underpaid. like a motherfucker. And I know we supposed to basketball, but I'm gonna ask Lee this question too, because we're on football mode for a hot second. So I'm gonna asking this question. We're gonna go back to basketball. He said Paul asked like that pick he said talking about the back shoulder play is a tough play for the corner. And the pick plays. Were the pick plays annoying as hell playing corner? Yeah, I mean, I used to play the star position, which was the inside position, and like it's rub routes and they run it underneath routes, and sometimes they do that with the outside receiver too. They just cut the split, and then Derek Mason, but he's a good receiver. Derek Mason was a good receiver. But Derek Mason, because I was mad, he was talking shit one time. Running under routes, crossing routes, man. But he didn't got me on the outside too, but it's like I'd rather got here than just running, chasing pick routes, and then it's like, come on, man, right? You know what I mean? Let's just play straight up, guys. He said, let's just play straight up. But it's like they ain't gonna play straight up because you good at what you do. Yeah, facts. So they got to find ways to win, and it's okay. But that's the beauty of playing corner, man. Like, whoever asked me about getting down, I don't get down on myself. Like I told you, I'm an arrogant motherfucker, and I gotta be. Look, man. Now we got football fans out here. They asking a whole bunch of football questions now. We gotta get. I got you. He said. Mike said. Did you prefer playing press when you could get your hands on them? So here's what I did younger. So the game of football, I ain't know it like that, right? So you gotta know the game. Mm-hmm. I was just off my athletic ability. So I was out there playing guard, meaning, and so this is how we can intertwine it, because I used to play point guard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you guarding them shifty guys. So it's like I'm guarding the receiver like he the point guard. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? He just don't got the ball. Yeah. And I don't want him to get the ball. Mm-hmm. So press was like what I did. But then the thing is, I remember Brian Russell was telling me like, he was like, when you got them pressed up, a lot of times they're not gonna throw it, right? Mm-hmm. And then if they throw it, you're not gonna get a lot of picks because you're just gonna get deflections a lot of the times, or it's gonna be overthrows, or they're just gonna catch it because it's gonna be a hell of a throw and a hell of a catch. Mm-hmm. So now, like, stats matter. So now I had to learn how to play and read the defense and be off man. You get what I'm saying? And find a technique there. So I was steadily evolving, but press man, I just liked it because I just like fucking up the offense and fucking up their timing and getting in that receiver's head like, damn, I can't get off this jam, to make him think about something other than catching the ball. You get what I'm saying? Because he already nice at catching the ball. Now I got to make it like he got to get through me and still know that I'm going to be there swatting down or be close to it. He going to have to make a perfect catch, a contested catch. And that quarterback going to know he going to have to make a perfect throw for, you know what I mean? So press was like the bravado of it. Like, I'm just going to lock your ass up today. Right? And the challenge of, shit, you might get me off the line and they might go.
Right, you might get me. Yeah.
Right? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if your press
but
right.
I didn't think about that. I'm thinking about I'm going to win every time.
Of course.
Am I going to win every time? Hell no.
Yeah.
You just got to hope now my D linemen get in and, right? Or the time I get beat that we win there too. So, but I did like off man because it was like, try me, I dare you. Now I know what y'all about to do, and it's like, and I'm gonna be on this receiver like, and now I'm going for this pick or this PBU, and so I can talk my shit. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing more of the game, and then that's when I can read run pass better too. You know what I'm saying? It's all of those things.
Awesome, man. Good. Hey, these are good questions. All right, so then going back to basketball. So y'all got your football crazed out. You know what I'm saying? Nobody. Oh shoot. So this dude knows you. He said nobody being you impressed, man, at Duquesne. This person is very familiar with you.
Yeah, but the thing is, I did get beat on press, but very seldomly did I get beat. Very seldomly. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's how I brought it to the league. And I think you brought it up. Just talking about competition. When you said Trae Young. Yeah, that's what people used to say. Oh, can Leigh do it against Randy Moss or T.O. Marvin Harrison? He's been doing it at Duquesne, but these guys ain't those guys. But it was like, put me in there and just watch, right? And that's what we was talking about. Put me on a television, put me on whatever, just watch what I do. I'm going to show off. One time I made a video, like, you remember back in the day, show and tell? Yeah. Man, it's like people was waiting to see what Leigh got. What Leigh about to show off and tell about. We want to see what is Leigh going today, right? Because I'm gonna have some shit with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I like with that shit, right? This is elementary school. He gonna show off today. I'm gonna show off, man. But that's what you gotta. You gotta be a show off. You gotta be ready to. Hey, when it's your time, show off. You talking about like elementary school? You talking about elementary school? You talking about Spring Hill Lake? But even at Duquesne, man, I had a project. Right? It was an international business project to present. I'm showing off, and people still talk about that presentation today, man. When I go back to Duquesne and people that was in my class, they talk about the presentation because I'm a show off. Is what I'm telling. I'm trying to get this A. You got to bring your A game. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to show off wherever, right? In the classroom, I'm going to show off. The international business, I'm telling you, I had a presentation. It was about ties, and it was about Yao Ming, too. I was like, man, you know, China, if Yao Ming is the spokesperson, right, the population of China, like all this stuff. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was my presentation. I was just showing off. Right. And that's just what I want to do all the time. Bring my A game. And all the time, sometimes I may have my B game. Sometimes I may have my C game, but something else going to be like, oh shit, that was dope though. You know, even on his C game. You get what I'm saying? I'm just going to try to show flashes. I'm going to show off every single moment. I should call this segment "Football Talk with Leigh" at the end of basketball. My man going right now. This is not you, Leigh. My man, Mike. Because I'm a show off, man. You are show off. I see you a show off. When I was playing, I wasn't like that because it's like humble. Because they always talked about I'm come from Duquesne. Yeah. I'm this, I'm that, and so. But if I come be an arrogant asshole, but that's what got me here. Yeah. Right? They're going to be like, well, Leigh, who do you think you are? Yeah. Talking like this. You just got beat for this. But then now if I rattle off all my good shit, now I got to be the one to my own horn. But that's why sometimes I ain't like the coaches. It's like, y'all ain't going in these meetings going to bat for me. Yeah. Some of the coaches did because
I thought what's name liked you? Like Romeo Cornell.
Listen, because if you watch TV copies, because the thing is, I never used to watch TV copies because I didn't care about the game.
Yeah.
But then the commentator, now I watch games, and then because we used to have meetings. Sometimes I went to the meetings with the commentators, right? And they were like, we talked to him last night, right? And he was saying this and that and the third, right? But sometimes I ain't going to those meetings. But now my coach, he should be talking good about me. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes you could tell when the coaches didn't because they wouldn't say nothing good about me, the commentators. But I knew when I look back at some of them, this is after I finished playing. Romeo, they were like, man, we talked to Romeo last night that he loves Leigh Bodden as a corner and they really like him, right? So, and I didn't know this. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to the media. Right? One, because they ain't pay me like it. Like I'm the top corner. They say I'm a captain, and well, I wasn't a captain with a C, but they telling me I'm a leader, but you ain't paying me like it. And so now I can't verbally talk my shit because the media gonna be like, look, you are mediocre, you're getting paid this, you're Duquesne, you know what I'm saying? But they really like you though. So it was hard for me to speak and talk my shit like how I wanted because of that, right? Of having people have my back even when I do play bad, right? Or, you know, or have my C games, but highlight my A games because they just like a Champ Bailey sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then, listen, I swear, I watched a TV copy of one of these games, right? Oh, my goodness. Of one of my old games because I've never really watched them.
Okay.
I was making play after play after. And then one time, the commentators just went silent, didn't say a word about it. Was a great play by me. If Champ or somebody would have made that play, they would have been like, oh my goodness, this is why he's one of the top corners in the league. I did it. It was silent. He didn't, no commentator said nothing. I mean, 0 words about me. Then they went on to talk about something else that was like way away from the play. You get what I'm saying? So now the average fan doesn't even get to hear nothing good about Leigh Bodden. They're just like, they didn't even say Leigh Bodden made the play. They're just like, okay.
Yeah, because he's not the person.
And talk about something else.
Yeah, because he's not. He's not
so
that.
It doesn't give me no publicity and give me no notoriety for the people watching for real. You get what I'm saying? And so that hurts my pay. It hurts, right? How people view me as a corner. And like I said, I'm already at Duquesne. I was undrafted. I wasn't highest paid. No Pro Bowls. That's what they used to always say. All this stuff. Yeah. But it's like
But your peers should judge you. But your peers is a grade you higher.
But it ain't about the peers.
Yeah, because I know like Ocho Cinco talked about you like
all the time. Yeah, but he can't get me paid.
Yeah,
you
know exactly.
Even me playing great games against him ain't get me paid.
Yeah.
But the commentators, the coaches, all this stuff, man, of how people talk about you. And again, like you said, Sauce. Man, I'm probably just as good as Sauce, or was just as good as him. You know what I'm saying? But you talking about him as one of the best corners, Leigh Bodden, you don't know who the fuck he is. You get what I'm saying? But
I get you.
But corners know who I was. Again, and I'm not saying was top 10, right? But I'm close. I was close up there in my era.
In your era, yeah.
No, you were of corners. But I just didn't get the publicity, didn't get paid, right? In contract wise. Yeah. Some years I got paid as the top corner.
Yeah.
Like 2011, I don't even want to talk about the money, right?
Yeah,
but I was among the top in that 1 year getting paid of corners.
Yeah.
But my contract didn't say
top corner. Like you were the guy. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so that's why I shut up. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like, what am I talking for? But then you tell me I'm a leader. You can't tell me I'm a leader. You're not paying me like one. But you pay me like one this year. But then you're not talking about me like a leader, like Lee's this, our corner, type of Revis type of corner. And then now, what you think I'm going to go out there and do? I'm going to back your words up. If you know, they know me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They know. But if you half-ass talking, then I'm a half-ass play too. Yeah. You know, and half-ass talk.
So Paul got a question for you too. Says, Leigh, with all the film study and natural instincts, why don't you see cornerback jump routes anymore?
That's what if I coach corners, boy, my defense would be they would hate it. They would hate it. Brian Flores. I told you what Brian Flores was doing in the league. That's what I would do. I told you I was doing it in Bladensburg. That's why I told you it don't matter the level. You can go talk to every Bladensburg defender that year, and you ask them how I coached them and how I had them prepared for games and how I had them believing that they was better than Wise. If you know Wise,
that's it. Wise.
And you can go look at how we had about 17 players on the defensive end. How we played Wise in the first half was phenomenal. If you go look at it, how we played the scheme, how I had, and we making plays, interceptions, PBUs, all of these things, because I'm putting these guys in position. So I'm saying that and answering your question. I don't know why. Because if I was in the league, man, my defense would be superb. The corner, especially for corner, because think about everything what we know about life. Everything hindsight is 2020. So if I could talk to myself again, Lee, do this, you gonna be a Pro Bowler. I could make a Pro Bowler. You get what I'm saying? I could make a Pro Bowler. Even though I wasn't one, but shit, I was damn near close. Let's just say, but
definitely don't.
But I made plays, and I can make more plays because, like he said, the film study, having the experience, knowing the offenses, what they like to do, right? Knowing the game more. Remember, I told you coming from Duquesne, I didn't know the game like that. Then when you get in the league, you just learn the game more. Think about Monopoly. When you know the game, you know the game. You know the game wherever.
Don't matter.
There may be some little house rules that you might have to know before you get into it, but Monopoly gonna be Monopoly.
Facts.
Once you know the game and know what they about to present to you, right? It's gonna be easy.
Facts. My man, you got another. My man Paul giving you flowers. Paul said, Lee, you was in the wrong media era. Today they would have loved your story.
Yeah, but shit, they gonna love my story. I got an animated story, man. I got shit coming out, man. Cool, but my story, listen, Cleveland Browns love my story. I was on the cover of one of their magazines. They was like Undercover No More or something. I was on the cover of one of their magazines, and I think that was the name of the it was on the cover, like Undercover No More or something like that.
That was the headline. That was the headline of it.
It was a headline.
Okay, got you.
Right, because it's like, I came from Duquesne, and people in Cleveland like, damn, man, how you end up at Duquesne playing like this? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drake Davis, shout out Drake Davis, man. He was a linebacker. He used to always give me my flowers and just keep my spirits up, because it was days.
Of course, like it's natural.
Days when I had down days.
Yeah, it's natural.
You know what I mean? Getting beat, right? Whatever. This is training camp early on.
Yeah.
But he saw my fight and then saw me making more plays and because he said he went to Florida and he seen those corners and he like, man, you just as good as them guys. Lito Shepherd type of guys.
Yeah. Lito was type. Yeah, he was.
Right.
And he still was.
Jay Davis went to school with him and he telling me how, man, you just as good as him. But see, me knowing it, I feel like that. But then now a teammate telling me it, verbalizing it, reaffirming it.
Yeah, reaffirming it.
Yeah, it's like
affirmation. Yeah, definitely.
Right, that the confirmation. Sometimes the coaches don't really say much because you don't want nobody to get too high to get too low. You know, you just coach them up. But I just had great teammates around me, and then just the belief, man. But what was
No, he was giving you a lot. You answered. He was just giving you a lot talking about. And my man Mike said you'd have been at Duquesne for 1 year and then be in the transfer portal.
That's what people talk about.
No lies told. Real talk. Real talk. No lies told. I go hold
when I go back to Duquesne, they talk about it because they had one corner. I think year before last. Yeah. I ain't saying I watched the playoff game that they had. Yeah, Duquesne. This corner, I hate to say it, but he was getting ate up, right? And he transferred to and I won't say the school because you can look up whatever. But he went to a big school. I was like, oh man, transfer portal back then. Yeah, first year I probably would have been. I don't know wherever I wanted. Wherever I wanted.
said wherever I wanted to go.
Yeah. Damn. But I wouldn't have wanted to go nowhere, where they already got top guy. I would have went to somewhere strategic.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe even Maryland. I don't know. I thought about transferring there anyway.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. After my first year, I was leaving. Straight up and down, I was leaving Duquesne.
Okay.
Because I couldn't afford it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was non-scholarship. And so they found grants for me, but then I still couldn't afford the little bit of money that
they gave you.
I was paying. So I was like, man, I'll go to Maryland, walk on, live off campus, and all I need is one good year in the ACC. I'm going to the league. I knew that in my head. And I was like, I'll walk on, I'm going to get a spot. You get what I'm saying? I didn't care who was there. Yeah. Because I knew that nobody was better than me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There. Yeah. But they had good corners there. Dominic Foxworth came out of there. But
he was there.
He's younger than me.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's younger than me. So that wasn't my year, but
that era, I feel like, definitely you would have. Oh, yeah. That era of Maryland?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've been all right.
But I think I probably would have been able to go anywhere.
Yeah,
but I believe that Duquesne was the right path for me because I'm just going to say it, like, I ain't want to work hard that much. Like, that 6 a.m., all them runs and shit, I'm not doing that, man. I'm too good for that. Just prepare me for the games. I'm going to do what I do.
You know what?
You're wasting my time.
Look, I said I was going to go basketball, but you directed me somewhere else. All right, hold on. So when you got to the league, was it a rude awakening then? When you got to the league?
So because I did love working hard. I love working hard. But sometimes when I ain't feel it, think about you at your job some days. I don't feel it today. I'm going to call in sick. I can't call in sick.
This is true.
I got to go in there and still perform. You know what I'm saying? So you might not get the best lead, but the best lead is still top tier. You get what I'm saying?
I got you there.
So, right, some days I ain't want to work like to the max. Mm-hmm. And some days I want to work to the max and even beyond. You get what I'm saying? But then it's like when I don't feel like it, don't push me. Like Tupac said, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, man, I'm a killer on this field, but if you push me too much, man, I ain't going to perform that well because it's like you making me mad. Remember I told you about Achilles?
Yeah, Achilles, yeah.
When that king said, I said, have you whipped?
What?
Right when he was going about to fight the battle. Then what he do? He walked back and he's fucking my psyche up. Yeah. King, I don't care. Yeah. Right, because I'm going to go out there. I may still lose, even if I'm at my best. Mm-hmm. But you're not about to have me thinking this bullshit going out here.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because I still may lose, even if I'm in my right frame of mind, even when I'm the best. Mm-hmm. But now you have me over practice, you saying do this, do that, and making me overthink, man. You fucking up my battle out here. Mm. You know what I'm saying? And you know what type of dude Leigh is. Let Leigh go out the battle however he go out the battle. Mm-hmm. That's why some players, it be like that. It's like, don't watch him, man. Don't do what he do. He his own thing. His own thing.
Don't copy that.
And people, even one dude tried to copy me at Duquesne. Just straight up. And that's my guy. but you can't be me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to be you in however you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just who I was. But so I did love to work hard, but it's like, come on. Some of that stuff is like, come on, man. I don't need to do this. I don't need to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning, bro. That ain't right. Because think about when people do it. Do everybody win a championship? No.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? But see, it's for most people because most people are lazy and their low is low. And it's like,
you know what I'm saying?
My low is like, ain't that still competitive.
Yeah.
With the highest of the high. You feel me?
Yeah.
But everybody ain't like that. So then you got to push everybody. You know what I'm saying? To go 6 a.m. Man, we had them workouts at Duquesne. I didn't go. One time I went because they was like a scouts coming lead. They was like, just go. I was like, all right.
All right. So I do have. All right. So I'm gonna flip back to basketball now. So
cool.
And it's gonna be Duquesne basketball.
All right.
Did you ever try?
I wanted to play so bad, man.
Okay.
But I didn't.
For the folks who don't know, Leigh can hoop. Like Leigh can hoop. Like I'm letting folks who he could hoop growing up. So that's why I'm asking. Like, did you ever?
Man,
like,
I averaged 20. That's why. What's that dude? You know the basketball dude talking about they can't play football.
Who?
I mean, the football players can't play basketball.
Who says that?
Doc Rivers' son.
Austin, right?
Yeah, I go to NBA. You can even ask Marcus. When I was young, this I'm telling you how crazy. This one I'm telling you, if a mic was in my hand, and it was outlandish, but we used to have like round tables, and I think we taped it. I told him I was going to be the first player to play in the NBA and the NFL. I was like, I'm going to play 5 years in one and 5 years in the other. I was going to play 10 years. That's what I said, right?
Yeah.
Because I felt like I could do both, right? And that was a different type of, right? You know, Bo Jackson doing.
Yeah, of course. That was it. That was a role model.
Dion. But nobody really, I mean, Julius Peppers, he did it at North Carolina.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Right? AI was a guy, but it's like I wanted to be the one to do it. But it's like I didn't have a team around me to even make it possible. And that's why my point about Duquesne. The team around me didn't even make it possible, meaning I averaged 20 in 4A basketball. That's good basketball.
Good basketball.
That's really good basketball.
Yeah.
And then I still and I was MVP on football and basketball. Let's just say Northwestern. Our Northwestern football team went to this.
I know.
We were runner up. I mean,
y'all played Rose. Y'all beat Rose. Y'all beat Rose that year. I know.
We were one game away from the state finals. So we were in the state semifinal game and we lost. Okay, and I was a key contributor on that team. I got an interception in that playoff game in the football. Okay, now basketball I averaged 20. So now it's like, do it again in college. Can you do it in college? You did it in high school.
Yeah.
You did it junior year too. I did it junior year too. Basketball, I just didn't play that much, but I still was MVP. Football, I didn't play that much, but I wasn't MVP, but I still was a contributor. We wasn't good, but it don't matter.
Yeah.
It's like, go do it at the collegiate level, Lee.
Yeah.
I know I would have been able to. You get what I'm saying? But it's like nobody, and that's what I would have been focused on. Think about Travis Hunter, how he said all he was focused on that school. I would have been focused on football, basketball. That's it.
Yeah.
It would have been something that nobody really seen before. Yeah. And I'm telling you this to tell you, at Duquesne, because people could write it off, but at Duquesne, all I was saying was, Lee, okay, I got to make it to the league. How the hell am I going to get to the league from Duquesne? Who the hell's going to know? So I looked up on the computer, and the computer wasn't how it is today.
Dudes from Duquesne, right?
I looked up who was the top interception of all time in 1AA. The guy had 28. You know how many interceptions I had in my collegiate career?
What you have?
28.
8. Because what's the Mathis had
30.
30.
Him and I, that senior year.
Y'all were like back and forth. I remember watching back and forth.
I tasting that record.
Yeah.
So I'm saying I taste that record in my own head because I was like, I gotta be known.
Oh yeah, I got you.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From the small, but if I'd have played basketball too.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? But then not to go drafted. I was angry at that because my junior year, I played it. No, excuse me. My junior year, I played against a senior, Sacred Heart. We had a bowl game.
Yeah.
Against Sacred Heart. Deveron Johnson. He was leading the nation in yards per catch. About, I don't even want, somebody can go Google it to fact check me. He was like 20 something, close to 30, 25 maybe yards a catch. Everybody was like, hey, you need to watch him. Fuck that. I'm going to play my game. Go look at the game. He had like 2 catches. I had an interception. 2 catches for I don't know how many yards. Don't matter. And I had an interception. And I caught it and gave him the, right? But then I'm saying, so I was a junior. He was a senior. He got drafted that year in the 6th round. I didn't know this until all my guys were coming back to me. And this was during spring ball, because that's when the draft is in April. They were like, man, did you see that guy you locked down got drafted? You definitely getting drafted next year. He got drafted in the 6th round. So I'm like, man, I'm going to the league. I'm getting drafted. And then I still have 28 interceptions. Don't get drafted. Right? It's like, what the fuck? Don't go to the Senior Bowl to show off because everybody's saying the competition league. The last dude I played went to the league, I destroyed him. Last time I checked. Right? What y'all want me to do? You get what I'm saying? Then it's like play basketball. Like I would have excelled there too, in my opinion. Especially playing 4 years there.
You gonna say yeah?
I won intramurals every year. I was the intramural champ at the game.
That's why I blew my ACLs playing intramural basketball.
I was dunking on niggas. I was wow. Because I was at my athletic peak, man. I was like, I was dunking with Tim's on. I would come in you can ask people. I had my Parker on, Eddie Bauer, book bag, Tim's. I walk in the gym, they're like, Leigh, just dunking. To show, right? Remember I told you to show off, Leigh. Because they probably was talking about me. And it's like, oh, no, he don't. No, he can't. And then Leigh walk in. Leigh, show him. And then I do it. And they're like, damn. Right? I was a show off. You get what I'm saying? That's just who I am. I'll show off whatever I've been practicing. You feel me? Whatever I've been practicing, man, I'm going to show off on y'all ass. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it's in front of. If it's 1 or 1 million, I'm going to show off. Because that 1 is going to talk too. The million going to talk, but that 1 is going to talk, and he's going to be adamant about it. You feel me? That's why I said, a lot of times I walk in the gym, they be like, Leigh, dunk, man. show them, and then you can do it. And I would just do it. And man, on the field, show them you can lock that nigga down. All right, go do it.
Love it. All right, so update. Okay, Atlanta came back.
Okay.
The Magic are up 79 to 73. Atlanta cut it to 6. They were getting beat by like 16. They cut the lead to 6, and the game's going to the fourth quarter.
It's going to the fourth quarter, and that's when the game starts.
That's when it starts. Like we talked about it. We can start.
All right. What is it?
79 to 73. So
they spotted them 6 for the game.
Here you go. Here you go. Pretty much for the game. All right. So this is gonna be the last question before we end the show. But Leigh, we already gave our teams that we thought they were going to the championship. You have Cleveland versus the Lakers. I had Lakers Celtics. I think Paul had Lakers Celtics. So I'll do it this way. Who's going to win the championship? There's one. Who's going to be your Finals MVP? Out of that.
Damn. This soon you asking me?
Bro, you picked the freaking champion.
I ain't even had time to think about this for real, but if you're going to put me on the spot, the first thing that came to mind was the Lakers and Luka being the MVP.
Yeah, okay.
That's the first thing because of my pick, especially because of my pick. But the Lakers and Luka being the MVP, man. But I love to be wrong, man. I love to be wrong because I would love for it to be Donovan Mitchell being the MVP and Cleveland winning it.
Yeah, that would be
obviously. But if I had to put money on it because of how I picked, I would pick Luka being the MVP and the Lakers winning the championship.
Hey, Paul agrees with you. That's the same thing. It pains me to say this, but Lakers and Luka MVP. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he agrees with you.
Paul, 650.
Yes,
right. They say great minds think alike, but I don't agree with that because if my mind was so great, nobody should be thinking like mine.
You fool.
But now in picks like that, shit. I mean, somebody gonna have the same pick.
Yeah, exactly. I have what am I doing? Lakers winning, obviously. That's what I'm doing. Lakers Celtics, we beating the Celtics. Lakers winning, and then also I got Luka winning. I'll give to Luka. I think that's a good stuff. Nah, screw that. I ain't that person. I'm going LeBron.
Yeah, but the thing is, LeBron may be the one to win MVP because you know how
it's the image.
Right. Well, he does so much though.
That too.
And you know how they be like, well, I think they were trying to give it to him when he was on the losing end.
Yeah, the Warriors. Yeah, he was doing so that. Yeah. Right.
Because Luka could score all day long, but LeBron's still gonna give you the 28, the 13 and 10.
Yeah, exactly. And he gonna play some defense.
Right. He may have a key block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To say he the MVP, because Luka could just get you the points.
Yeah, Luka gets you,
and that's really not the MVP.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I think Luka, I think he's going to score enough, and just because he could assist too, right? He make flashy plays, right? It's the late show.
Luka could pass his butt off. Luka,
he could pass it, he throw behind it. He could do all that shit.
All that
stuff. What I'm saying? Make crazy passes, so he could do that too. So I think he'd be more comfortable as they go along, and then the finals, he's just going to show off. Because he can do that because he has LeBron. Because LeBron going to give you the consistent 25, 5, and 5
average. He's gonna give you that. He's gonna give you that. Especially now, so he's not the vocal point.
Correct.
He like gear up this to be on LeBron. He's gonna give you 25.
He's gonna give it because it's gonna be
because you're gonna be worried more. You're worried about Luka. Yeah, he's gonna give you 25.
Right. He's gonna give it, and then like you say, a key block, key steal, whatever. Right.
Yeah.
He's gonna give you that.
My man Mike.
But we'll see. We'll see.
My man Mike. Yeah, my man Mike got the Nuggets and Joker. He got Nuggets winning Joker MVP. That can definitely happen.
And I ain't mad, right?
I ain't mad at that.
Teams, and I think somebody interviewed somebody early on in the season, and that's usually it. It's like it's a few teams that have a chance.
Yes.
Right? And I can't put it past them because again, did anybody really have Dallas last year? Not really.
Nah, not really.
You know what I'm saying? But they have a team that can do it. You get what I'm saying? So that's what Denver Nuggets is. They have a team that can do it with players that can do it.
I like this, Paul. He said this is the closest to seeing Bird and Magic on the same team. Yeah. He's talking Luka and LeBron.
Oh yeah. And see, a lot of people try to discredit the olden days about having let's say a Mark Price or a John Stockton or a Larry Bird in the league. But Larry Bird, he legendary.
Bro, I'm going to tell you, Larry Bird don't get enough respect.
I'm just saying white players, guards and stuff.
Yeah.
But look at Luka. Slow, he ain't athletic.
And look what he's doing. That's a good point.
What he's doing in the league that they saying is, that all these players could play back then.
Facts. Good point, bro.
Because they not athletic. Luka ain't athletic. Joker ain't athletic.
Facts.
What we talking about, right? Facts. So this guy's out here, Pritchard, right?
Yeah.
He a squirmy guy like Mark Price, right?
Yeah.
But Mark Price was just a starter, right?
Yeah.
So I gear that to say, right, to talk about the errors, man. You can't be talking about the errors because you have those same guys in the league. Look at what's the dude with the dreads? Not dreads, the braids for New Orleans Pelicans. Alvarado.
Oh, Alvarado,
right?
Yeah.
He a small guy, but he a guard in the league and he nice. That's like a Mark Price. That's like a
Yeah.
I don't even want to say middle of the road like NBA.
Mark Price is really good. Mark Price is really good.
But that's the players that were back then too.
Yeah.
You just didn't know their name because you weren't watching and because they again. You know Sauce because he was on a commercial.
Yeah.
Name some corners. There's some great corners in the league that I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. That probably start for other teams that I don't know their name. But they nice.
Yeah.
No, that don't discredit them because I don't know their name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Now I'm gonna say this like I thought it was a great point because I always say this stuff about folks when they create their little greatest of all time list or whatever top 10 list whatever. I think people put hella shade on Larry Bird. I think people forget we talk about savage basketball players. You could say George is savage and he is a savage. Not taking that. Larry Bird is a flat out savage, dog.
Like Luka.
Like Luka.
People love Luka.
Larry
Bird was.
And really
and talking his shit.
Exactly. And even more though, right?
Even more
really
backing it up.
Backing it up. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta look if you look at even going back in those days of basketball, folks weren't scoring averaging 30 like that thoroughly. Other than your all-time great scores, right? Larry Bird, even before his back injury, averaging 30, dog. Averaging 30.
Averaging 30. He up there, 28,
29.
Scores all the time.
In the high percentage 30, bro.
With those athletic guys,
yes.
Right? Same thing.
So
that's why you can't.
I like that point, putting Luka and then saying that y'all keep saying that some people can't play. Larry,
stop it. Luka's playing in y'all league.
Yeah.
Averaging 30. He ain't athletic. He can't jump over this goddamn.
Yeah.
If I laid this flat, he couldn't jump over it.
Yeah, you know similarity.
He averaging 30.
Because you look at similarities in terms of height. Yeah, like I told it. And
hey, y'all talking about he fat? He fat scoring 30 on y'all niggas.
Yeah. And Larry, and I would say Larry Jumper better.
Fat too, scoring 30 on y'all.
And I would say Larry
Jumper. He athletic as hell though.
And would you say which one?
No, good. I said Zion, but
he's athletic.
Get back to Larry.
I would say Larry a better shooter, and he a better shooter though. And I feel like Larry a better shooter than Luka. And Luka's a good shooter. Right. But Larry is again a high percentage shooter. Like that's
absolutely
different levels.
And this was my last point that I wanted to say. And Larry Bird had off nights.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we ain't gonna talk about them off nights. You're just gonna talk about his championships and what he done great. But he had off nights.
Yeah,
where
like
he
everybody
probably was a bum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We probably look like a bum and he played like some trash, right? But he's gonna bounce back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But more times than not, he played great.
Yes.
Right. And that's what kind of messes up things with today is you see so much, and so you see
way too much, bro.
You see the losses that people take and the L's, because you think Michael Jordan 72-10, they lost 10 games.
Yeah, exactly.
Won the championship, but that means 10 people beat them that year. Yeah. And even in the finals on that run, they lost some games even in those series.
Yeah.
Right? You're gonna lose, meaning you're gonna have off nights, or somebody gonna have a better night because they in the NBA too. They nice too. Yeah. You can't discredit it, but it's like they had their night, but we have more nights.
Yes.
And that's really what everything is all about, having more nights. Going back to golf, having more putts, having more close shots. That's really what it's about. Having even in tennis, you have unforced errors.
Like
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just have less errors than your opponent. That's really what it's all about, because you still gonna have errors. Everybody is.
I like that, Mike. I like what Mike put out here. He said Bird had 1,556 career steals. He could defend. Yeah, Luka can't defend. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm not gonna do it to y'all.
Yeah, Larry was doing it all, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say it again.
So I love the 80s and all of that, man, to say what type of athlete was back then. Don't matter. Yeah. Look at this athlete in y'all athletic world. Look what he doing. And Jokic.
Good point, man. And Jokic. Yeah, you're right though.
They averaging tops in the league.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
So, in y'all athletic league.
Yeah. So
that's why don't give me that 80s shit.
Well, I'm a believer in this, dog. Like I really believe this. That's why I don't do the can this player play in different eras. If you a dog, you a dog. You know what it is. You know what it is.
In that time, you a dog, you a dog.
I've always said this. I said this. Even all right. I'll give you. It'll be even chronologically. When I saw Fat Magic play basketball, and even when he came back, he still had a triple double his first game.
Because you know the game. Because
you know the game. Easy. Jordan at 40 when he came for the Wizards was still putting up he had games.
He had 55 for somebody.
Somebody exactly. Again, because dogs are dogs. You're
dogs.
Great because one thing you can't coach or can't teach, and not even just being a dog, you can't teach greatness. You have it. It's in you. It don't matter. It don't matter.
They say Gatorade. It's in you.
Just like LeBron at 40. People say, "How's LeBron?" It's greatness. It's all greatness. It's just what it is.
Jordan took Ron Mercer's layup off the rim, off the backboard. I'm saying he grabbed it like that at 40.
Yeah. At 40. So I'm saying
with the Wizards.
With the Wizards.
Is he doing that all the time? No. You get what I'm saying? But he's pick and choose where he got to exert whatever.
When he exert more energy. Yeah, it's greatness. It's all greatness. Greatness.
And so you know how to win games, and you know how, like I said, fourth quarter is like, okay, here's the time where I gotta exert all my energy and this, that, because that's how games go, and it's knowing the game. And that's the experience, right? And that's why young guys sometimes don't know the magnitude of the game or what is happening, right? And they shoot their load too early sometimes. You get what I'm saying? Or they do something too prematurely, and it's like, damn. And they go back in the film and look like, damn. And LeBron's so cool, or the veteran's so cool in these situations, and they like, damn, why are they so cool? It's because they've been there before. And they know what they have to do, and they didn't need to exert the energy there. They needed it here. So that's just the beauty of, man, just the games, man.
Yeah. So,
and that's what I love.
Yeah, man. Oh, man, it's always good talking basketball, my man. Lee. See, we got to talk basketball, football. Look, man,
we talk golf.
We talk golf. Dog, we talk everything, bro. We talk golf. We talk basketball. We talk football. Damn, we talked about everything, man.
Everything. Because all sports, man, they all intertwine.
It
man.
is,
That's why I love sports. When I was growing up, I did it all.
Can't beat it,
man,
bro.
My dad even had me playing tennis a little bit, man.
Oh, I still play. Well, before I hurt my knee, I was playing tennis.
Yeah, so
man, tennis, man, sports is great, bro. Sports is great. All right, man. Hey, folks, appreciate y'all for chiming in, pulling up with us, man. This was dope. Hold on, hockey. Oh, hockey. Marlon Lemieux was a dog. Yeah, he was. Wait. Hey, shout out to Ovi, man.
Shout out to Ovi breaking that record. Yeah, man.
Shout out to Ovi. Because
I remember being young watching
Gretzky, me
watching
too.
hockey.
The cartoon with Gretzky and Bo Jackson and Michael Jordan, the cartoon.
Yeah. So to pass the great one, like that mean, what is that saying about him? He a great one.
Yeah, a great one.
You know Think about that. Like I passed the great one. So then what makes me? I'm the great zero. You know what I'm saying?
And also, bro, like to do that, I said before, like the consistency of being that type of goal scorer throughout to your late 30s to 40, like that's amazing to me.
It's
like,
impressive.
It's impressive, bro. Just like anything, like anytime
longevity, doing it longevity.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, because your skill set is natural. Father time is undefeated. Your skill set declines at a certain time. But to be able to keep that up, that consistency, it's amazing to me. That's why anybody, like at any age, like you may not score like the 30 you used to, which I'm using basketball, but if you're able to still dominate a game, which they have an imprint in the game for real at an old, like, quote unquote, old age, to do that, man, that's impressive. That just means like your skill set is great, how you take care of your body is great, but your knowledge of the game that you're playing is just on a different level than other people.
On a different level. Yeah. But the mindset is on a different level because you willing an older body to do something that a younger body is supposed to be doing. But I can maneuver in this environment and be successful. Yeah, that's what it's all about. But it is mental, right? Because it's like doing it over and over and over. Again, that's they talk about that's insanity, doing it and expecting a different result. But doing it over and over is still insanity too, right? To be able to do it again and again and again and put your body through
it. That's crazy.
It's like, because some days it's like, man, I don't want this, man. I don't feel like it. I could walk off in the sunset and do whatever I want. Or I could take this time off, but it's like, no, I want to get this record like OV, or I want to get this championship. I want to continue to play at a high level as long as I can, because that's just what I want to do. You know what I mean? Your mind is just set on something. So it says a lot mentally, because the mental makes everything else go. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So it just takes mental strength for guys to do that in such a long time. And that's why you have to appreciate those people doing it a long time, because not a lot of people can do that. And that's why it's only a small number of those names.
Bro, there's like nobody that does, like you said, it's super small. Like that's just like that will, man. That will is something different, man. Like when people say it and it sound good. People use the term Mamba mentality, whatever. It sound good. It sound really good.
Yeah, talk is cheap.
It sounds really good. It's them dudes that put that action to it. You see it and you watch it and you're like, yeah, that's it. Like,
it's the show. It's the show you watching. They making you watch a show, and they want to put on that show over and over and over. You get what I'm saying?
At a high level.
Because like you said earlier, even you personally, but this is us personally as human beings.
Yeah.
When you ain't that good, it's like I'll concede.
You concede.
Because sometimes when you get older, I'll concede, and it's like I ain't pushing myself to the limit no more, so I gotta concede.
Yeah.
The people who saying I ain't conceding, it's like I'm staying here.
Till I master it. Till I'm the one. Till I'm the one.
Until I'm saying I'm leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna say I'm leaving. I'm gonna say I'm done. Right. That takes a lot. It takes a lot because you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have years that you're gonna lose.
Hell yeah.
Right. Like the LeBron, but you went 10 times, nigga.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm gonna still try to come back again for my 11th, even if y'all want to say I'm getting 6 like Jordan. Don't matter. I'm trying to go as many times as I can to up my chances. But that's a mentality thing to where, it's the greats, you gotta respect them.
Yes, agreed.
You gotta respect them. I know people hate the greats, right? But like I said, I don't hate, man. I love. I be loving all these players, right? And so
I
even though you got your biases on,
everybody biases,
but you still got to respect and love.
That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing that I've learned over my age, like in terms of not being a hater here. Like folks will call me a hater, but not really being a hater. I'm being real. Like I grew from like, you know what? You may not be in love with somebody's play or whatever like that, but you gotta respect it. That's the most important thing to me than anything. Like people can love, because love can go with biasness too at the same time. You may love an element of somebody's game, or you may love an element of something, because it may be something that fits your characteristic, whatever that may be.
Yeah, right. That you gravitate.
But you gotta respect though. With the respect level is what it all is though. Like you like to me, like when anybody talk about like if you talk to younger me, you like, you hate Jordan. Wow, like you hate Jordan. But if you go to like older me, I'll give you nothing but respect, because at the end of the day, like everything I talked about, like the will to win 6 championships, right? To not lose a single championship, to like watching games, how you will your team to a victory, the flu game, you know what I mean? Like to like put your body through hell to have a great performance like that, clutch shots, things of that sort, right? That's respect. Like you gotta respect the drive for greatness, right? Like anything. Like same thing I'll tell you, like people who hate on LeBron, like there's a love. You have to respect the level, what you talked about, getting to the finals that consistently, respect the level of being deemed the chosen one, and actually like doing what people thought you would do. Like it's easy to say you're the chosen one and then you fall short and not being like the guy that everybody thought you would be. Being called the chosen one and to be able to do things that no one is like people have never seen in life in terms of totality of your career, you gotta respect it, regardless of how you feel about somebody else or whatever. You have to respect it. You may not like the individual, that's fine. That's for each his own, but you must respect it.
Got to. Yeah. And people, man, respect is love. To be honest,
that too. Though, and there's another level of it. I agree with that.
Another level of it, but sometimes some people still don't even want to do it because they want to hate so bad. But hate is just misguided love anyway.
Yeah, facts.
But so I just know I respect it because again, I've been a player. I know what it takes to do all of these things and be that consistent, that level. Again, I ain't been on that level that he's been on, meaning, that consistency, right? I've been on the level that he's on, the professional level of sports, but it's a level even in that level, you know what I mean? And that just, what he does now as an older guy, because even when I was younger, again, these things aren't out there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? How people stay healthy and stay this and do this and what they're doing with their life. That's not out there. But now, it's out there. But again, to do it though, because a lot of times people talk about, hey, I'm gonna take care of my body, I'm gonna do this, and then don't do it. He doing it, and then why he doing it? Because it shows. Because of the longevity. So it's just again, it's respect and it's love. To all the players, not just LeBron, right?
All the players.
He went 20.
He went 20.
The other dude from Miami went about 20.
Haslam.
Haslam?
Yeah, the Udonis Haslam. You talking about Udonis Haslam?
Shit, a lot of people go 18. Steph even in his 16 or something crazy. Is he?
Yeah. No, Steph is like
he's 36, man. 37.
He about to be because Steph did 2 years of college, so he would be. He did 2 years of college. Steph did 2 years of college.
He in his teen years.
By far in his teen years.
So, I don't know. That could be another story, but it's just respect to them, love to them. I love all the players, man, from the superstars to the 12th man on the bench, right? That I don't know, but he on that bench for a reason, because. Right, he's good enough to be sitting watching the game while the star is playing, while everybody watching on TV or in the stands. You get that 12th man is going in there hearing what LeBron's saying or Steph's saying or you know what I mean, the coach saying, well, you don't know what the hell is going on. He know.
He know.
Because he's good enough to be on a court with LeBron, but just on the bench.
And Kevin Durant too. He got to get his flowers too. Kevin Durant playing multiple years in this league.
Oh, that's another one, right? That you forget about. A
great man.
Right?
He's a great.
Man.
Yeah, Kevin Durant.
He's from the crib.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm always shout out the folks around the way, man. But he's done in terms of longevity and what he's done in the league.
What he's done in the league. MVP.
Come on, man. MVP.
Finals MVP, champion.
Look, man, same team as Steph, the great Steph Curry, and he was the best player on the team.
Right.
And that's not shade on nobody, but that's just how good Kevin Durant was when they won that run and when he came to Golden State. I know people are going to say, oh, he came to Golden State, whatever. But he was on that team. It wasn't like he was second fiddle. He was KD. He was KD. He was the MVP. He was Finals MVP. It wasn't Steph. He was Finals MVP. So again, no shade on Steph. I'm just saying, like, I think people kind of like obvious, and I love Steph. That's one of my favorite basketball.
Oh yeah.
But it's just that KD deserves all the flowers. But anyway, y'all, man, appreciate y'all for pulling up with us, talking basketball, talking sports, man. Let's keep it a big. We were talking sports. Yeah. So I appreciate everybody pulling up.
Urban sports
urban sports thing. So we talk sports. It's the same, bro. This is what it is. Hey, always appreciate the homie Leigh for being on, man. He's just such a cool dude, man, a good guy. So anyway, y'all, man. Anyway, y'all been listening to the Urban Sports thing by ages. You dig? Deuces. We are out. Peace.